Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks. I'm going to say shout out real quick to my main man, Compassion and Callous. He's on the ones and twos backstage doing some things, trying some things out. I did hear some double audio for a moment. I hope that is cleared up. Yeah, I hope that we're checking some new stuff out on the fly. So I hope that's not going to cause too much of a problem for anyone. I did hear double audio at first. I hope that is cleared up. So if the double audio cleared up, if you're in the audience, you hear double audio, press a 1 in the chat, please. If you hear double audio, if you don't, you ain't got to do nothing. Everything's cool. But I think we cleared it up. All right. Now, before we get started in this, I want to take a quick moment out to give credit where credit is due. And I got to say thank you to all the supporters, y'all. We have reached 1,000. I know some of y'all are anxious, which is a good thing that some of y'all are anxious to hit that super chat. I have not turned the super chat on yet. I will be doing it later today. I'll go through the process to get the super chat going. So, probably by tomorrow, that'll be up. So shout out to everybody who wants to give a super chat. And I do appreciate y'all big time. And I got to thank all the people who've done it in the past and the people who've been hitting me up on the Cash App, because it's always appreciated. All money is good at the Roger Report Live. So, and we had a flurry of people who have done so. And I want to thank every single one of y'all. And I want to say shout out today, y'all, because we have a sponsor of today's stream. And that today would be AJC and Red, y'all. That's our sponsor of today's stream, AJC and Red. Appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you big time. I know people don't have to do this, and I appreciate people for doing it. So thank you very much to AJC and Red. He is the sponsor of today's stream, and I appreciate you big time, brother. Appreciate you big time. All right, and y'all know how I go around here. We get somebody in, and they do their thing, y'all. When you first start off the show, it's always great to see people in the comment section getting ready to hype up the show, getting ready to enjoy this great stuff. But they can only be one. Shout out to my main man, Chef Mike's Roundtable. First one in the building today. First one in the building. Great to have you, my brother. Great to have you. Appreciate what you do. Appreciate what you do. And that's real talk, y'all. Now, he does help us keep some order around him and the pit crew. So shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable. Yo, appreciate you big time, brother. Appreciate you big time. All right, we got my main man, Gold P, in the building as well. Great to have you, my brother. Great to have you. We also have, excuse me, Tunnel Runner in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. We got my main man, the Righteous Teacher, in the house. What's happening, my brother? What's happening, my brother? We got Kevin 3904 in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Music Man 1982 is here. What's happening? What's happening? Great to have you in the building, brother. Great to have you in the building. Shout out to Patrick Saint. Good to see you, brother. My main man, Afro Merchant, is in the building as well. Good to have y'all. Good to have y'all. And y'all, today's show, we're going to deal with a question that I guess if you look at how people are looking at things, they would tell you that the Black American man, the ADOS man, the FBA man, probably shouldn't even get to talk about. A lot of Black women get offended when Black men talk about hair. So today's show, we are going to do, is it your hair or is it your weave? You know? Now, somebody said before that you probably couldn't do a show like that. Probably shouldn't use a title like that. Might not be the right thing to do. And I'm like, no, it's definitely the right thing to do. Okay. Maybe some young folk come in here, maybe they don't know the reference. You know, there's a little song out there that kind of reference that. A little song that kind of reference that. But, you know, we going to have a conversation about Black women's hair. Now, y'all, I've done this before, and I would do it again if necessary. I would do it again, okay? And I have been told, you know, by some people that was getting upset that you shouldn't talk about Black women's hair. Yeah, I've literally been told that. What's wrong with y'all? You talking about Black women's hair. What's wrong with y'all? A man shouldn't have nothing to say about a woman's hair. They want the men to defend them. They want the men to date them. They want the men to marry them. They want the men to have kids with them. They want the men for a whole lot of stuff. And they definitely want his money. Yeah, and no, it ain't gonna be no thing where y'all ain't got no money. No, Black women want his money, whether it's a little bit or a lot. But they don't want us to have a conversation about hair. Ain't that about nothing? Okay, ain't that about nothing? I can't talk about your hair, but you want my money. I can't talk about your hair, but you want me to be seen with you. I can't talk about your hair. You want me to take a picture with you. And I'm not saying me personally. I'm saying this is just for Black men as a whole. But I can't say nothing about the hair. Nothing. All right, that don't make a whole lot of sense. That don't make a whole lot of sense. But we gonna talk about it anyway, y'all. Now, you know, is it your hair or is it your weave? Now, I'm gonna say Black women do have some psychological things going on with their hair, and not in a positive way. You would think, you know, something growing out of your own head would be a good thing. Now I can understand if it was like a deformity or something like that, or it was something unusual, something odd, something that doesn't make sense. You know, if you got an extra face going out your head, yeah, that's unusual. Okay, that's probably like somebody was having twins and then they had a birth defect, and instead of having the other twin child, all you get is a face. That's crazy looking when you think about it. When you think about it from normal terms, yeah, that sounds insane. And that has happened in history, to my understanding. So I can understand, something different amongst people in general growing out of you, yeah, would be a little bit of a cause for alarm. But the average person does have hair that grows out of their head. Okay. Are there some people out there with some medical conditions? Sure. But a regular, everyday old average person has hair that grows out of their head. And you know what's amazing, y'all? Amazing from a psychological perspective. Black women, have been convinced to not like their own hair. They don't love their own hair. And not only do they not love their own hair, okay, not only do they not love their own hair, they are offended at black men liking their hair. To me, it's a very interesting concept that a woman gets offended for black men liking her natural hair. All right. And a lot of guys don't know what to do when they find out black women don't like their natural hair. Now, I'm going to say crazy part is you can be with a woman, you can think she's beautiful, you can compliment her hair, which doesn't really mean much to her because you's a nigga. So, what's you complimenting her hair? What's the big whoop about that? Nothing really. Not to her. All right? Not to her. But as I have become a content creator on social media, y'all know what I've seen time and time again? Black women swear, they swear white men like their natural hair. That's what they swear. Okay? White men like our natural hair. When a black man likes their natural hair, it doesn't really register. Now, my thing is, y'all, I did put 2 links in the description. All right. Can you give the right answer to black women? Is that possible? Because we got 2 links, man. We got some folks who went on that show, Pop the Balloon show. And there's different versions of this Pop the Balloon stuff. Okay. A man makes a comment about a young lady's hair. Okay. Now, was it a rude comment? No, I don't think it was. Was he saying something insane? Didn't really sound insane to me. He's on the show that's about dating, y'all. It's about dating. So he's picking through women to find the best match for himself. Now, you can feel what you want to feel about this. I don't think he did anything wrong. Okay, but shout out to Compassion and Catalyst. He's about to show us what took place. I don't think the man did anything wrong. I think he went on the show to pick from a bunch of different women. He's got to figure out who's going to be the best match for him. The only wrong thing for me is for guys to show up on the show in the first place. To me, that don't make sense because the people don't set you up with folks that's from your own town. I can see if you from Chicago and you go into a show and they got nothing but Chicago women on there, makes sense to me. But they be having people from all over the country on the same show. So you want me to date you and pay airfare? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But hey, it is what it is. But shout out to Compassion, guys. First of all, yeah, let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up because I know he putting that up for a reason. So let's get them likes up, y'all. It's not hard. It's not hard. When y'all see the Roger Report Live, y'all hit that like button. I give you the best content on social media. Plus, hype me up every chance you get. Do that. Okay, real talk. I ain't asking for much. But hype me up and give me them likes. What's good? Break yourself, man. Give me them likes. Okay. But let's see what this gentleman does, and let's really look to see if he does anything wrong, because he will be treated as if he's done something wrong. So run that beautiful bean footage, my brother.
Don't talk to black women up here about hair. Follow along. Thank you.
Some of the ladies got really upset after this guy said this lady wasn't his type because of her short hair. Did he deserve the backlash?
More so attracted to longer hair. Yeah.
Fair enough. Your name and age. Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm 33. And Sandy, why'd you end up popping your balloon? But that comment about hair, I know your mama got short hair too. She's black. At the end of the day, black women, we you don't know what to expect with our hair. We could wear it straight, we could wear it curly, and that was just like too much for me.
Sounds triggered.
It's not triggered.
First of all, I didn't say the hairstyle she had was not good.
You said you don't like girls with long hair. That's not right. You should never said that at all. Bruh. As a black brother, you should have kept that as what it was. Don't talk to black women up here about hair. That's just it. And I'm not triggered. Like I said, at the end of the day, your hair is nappy. Your hair is short. You should be happy where you came from. Period. Don't talk.
You know what, y'all? For a person who not triggered, she so sound like one. That's all I can tell you. If you want to take her word at it, you have a right to do so. Because she say she ain't triggered, y'all. She sure sound like she ain't triggered. And I'm going to say this, y'all. This was even scarier to me. What if she ain't triggered? See, a lot of people don't think about that. What if she sounds that way and she's not triggered? Lord have mercy. Once you trigger, then what? Because if this not triggered, I mean, that's what she said. If this your version of not being triggered, I don't even want to be around when the triggering happens, okay? Because this your version of not being triggered. Okay, cool. You want me to accept what you're saying? Okay, I can accept that. Whoa. Now, I'm 33 years old. Okay, now I'm going to say this. Anybody can have a bad moment. But in general, this shouldn't be happening, because this is a show that people do, is put on the internet. I mean, it has a decent sized following, and anything you put on the internet can go around the world. So this how you want to represent yourself around the world? Like, is this really what you want? Now, my thing is, the guy is there to hopefully find a match and go home with somebody, or go on a date with somebody, or at least call each other across the country. See, silly concept to me for people to go on the show, but hey, the people like it. It ain't about me all the time, y'all. It ain't about me. The people like it. Okay, the people like it. So they go on the show, though. I'm thinking it's already difficult enough that if you go on the show to talk to somebody who probably won't even live in the same city you live in. Okay. Now, will somebody get lucky on there? I'm sure somebody had to get lucky once, twice, and somebody right there in the same city, or maybe it's in the suburb. But usually folks are matched up and they hundreds of miles away from each other. Now, the man likes black women. The man said, I want hair a little bit longer. You would think that's a preference. You would think that's what it is. See, if a woman was talking to you about something she likes, she's going to say that's just her preference. So I guess he don't get to have no preference. He didn't seem as if he came off disrespectful at all. Now, when she said, your mama got short hair, I said, okay, I think she is triggered. Why? Because she said it in a way to be an insult to his mother. Black women got some very incestual thoughts going on sometimes. I be thinking, I don't know why people connect dating to parents so much. I can understand if you're talking about a behavior that someone may have picked up from their parents, but you shouldn't have said that as if he was not attracted to women with short hair. He just said, I like longer hair. He didn't say, I think women with short hair are ugly. He didn't say that. But that's the way you would think. I mean, you would think he may have said something like that if you just heard her response. Okay? Dang, bro. She went in on you and your mama. Because you said something about his hair too. So she went on him and his mama. But she not triggered. She not triggered, though. She went in on him and his mama. But she not triggered. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to say, y'all, If a woman does all that and she not triggered, I'm probably gonna avoid that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Take that as a warning, y'all. Take that as a warning. Okay. Shout out to Boot Camp. What's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. All right, now, there was a gentleman who went out and about, y'all. Seems like he went right to the HBCU campus, man. He went to have some conversations with some women. Y'all, all I can do is feel like this is at the HBCU. So it's like y'all can say a lot of stuff, but no. He went to the college. Because you can say, well, those are ratchets, those are this, those are that. Not saying anybody would say that about the young ladies in the video per se. I'm just saying when a man goes out in the street, sometimes people try to discount who he's talking to, even though there's no reason to discount it. But he went up to an HBCU so he could talk to some young ladies, okay? Now I'm going to say salute to him for that hairstyle, okay? Salute to him for that interesting hairstyle he has on. I think it goes great with that hat. And I think, I think his conversation with these young ladies who understood that they were on camera, who I'm not going to say are college educated, but more than likely in the process of, okay? They're more than likely in the process of, because, a lot of people say, intelligence and they go with college education. In the process of becoming college educated young ladies, not just hoes from anywhere. No. He went to the quote unquote cream of the crop. Let's see a little bit of what happened with his conversations, y'all. Let's roll that footage.
Your fit right now. You look goofy as fuck. I don't know what type of time you're on talking about black women, their wigs and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You can get all the campus, for real. It's a bunch of black women. We're all beautiful, educated, and perfect.
Not the ones with the wigs.
Oh, look. Hold on. Yeah. Come here.
No. Don't touch me.
Then take the wig off.
No, don't touch me.
Then take the wig off. Oh!
Let me
do you think black women are beautiful?
Right here.
Yes.
Right
Why
here.
do you think that?
Because we are.
Right here. We're all beautiful, educated, and perfect. Y'all, now I used to say some stuff myself about how black women come off. We're all, not some of us, not the most of us, not in general. We're all beautiful, educated, and perfect. If you think that, what other opinion can you give that anybody should take with any real merit? And you know what, y'all? I just wanted y'all to know, just in case you haven't, she went so quick into an ownership mode. Now, a lot of people don't believe black women do believe they own black men. Did y'all see how quick she went into ownership mode? She told that man, basically, you can get off the campus. She was implying to him, boy, you need to leave. I run this here. And you's a nigga. So since you're saying something that I don't quite like, nigga, you need to leave. I'm just saying, y'all, ain't take up but a moment to get right into ownership thinking. Because this nigga said something that she don't like. And we can say whatever we want, y'all. He went to the HBCUs, okay? That's where he went. It is what it is. I didn't tell that young lady to be there. I didn't tell that young lady to answer these questions. She's just showing us who she is. And you know what? The other young lady is riding out with her. She riding out with her. But let's roll a little bit more of that footage.
All right. Yeah, look at us.
That's true. But what about the ones with the wigs? What about them? Are they still beautiful too?
Are they black? Yes, of course.
Yeah, they're black.
They yes, they're beautiful.
Then why do they need a wig if they're beautiful?
Because they want to.
Because they want to. But if you're naturally beautiful, why do you need to put a wig on to try to look like a white woman?
Why do white women need to put extensions in? Why do they need to curl their hair? Why do they need to tan? Why do they need to get BBLs? Why do they got to do all this?
Well, black women are the most ones who get BBLs. It's not even mostly white women.
Have you seen Kylie Jenner?
Okay, she's one person, but I'm saying majority of people who get BBLs are black women. They're not even white women.
Okay.
So how's a white woman trying to be black by getting a BBL if a
Because the shape comes from black people. Have you not seen the black zoos where they put women in the cages and they examine their bodies in the early 1900s?
I've seen that.
Yeah, so look at your fit right now. You look goofy as fuck. I don't know what type of time you're on talking about black women, their wigs and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You can get all the campus, for real. It's a bunch of black women who are all beautiful, educated, and perfect.
Not the ones with the wigs.
Oh, look. Hold on. Yeah. Come here.
No, don't touch me.
Then take the wig off.
No, don't touch me.
Then take the wig off.
Hold it right there. Okay, now look at this. Now, of course, they're referring to Sarah Bartman because some information has come out in some recent years about the situation she had going on when she was alive, and she was supposed to be a thick black woman, and white folks had her on display. Now, she's going at him, y'all. Now, what did he do to her? That. I want us to think about what he's done to her so far. What did he do to her? How many insults have he given her? None. Even when she say that crazy line about what she say? Beautiful, black, beautiful, and beautiful, educated, and perfect. Okay, well, not the ones with the wigs. Why is that a problem? Okay, why is that a problem? See, if she say all of them perfect, then you're supposed to say, yes, ma'am. But how can you have a different opinion than her? Now, this is the crazy part, y'all. He's lifting the black women with the natural hair above the women without the natural hair. He's making that very plain. You ain't got to figure it out. He's making it simple. Okay? It's very plain to him that the women who are the most natural are the most beautiful. Now, I'm going to say, y'all, how do you get mad at that? How do you get mad that a black man say the women who look like black women the most are the most beautiful? Think about the mentality you have to disagree with that as a black woman. See, I can understand a white woman disagreeing with it because a white woman, they want to be seen as they're on top. I can see an Asian woman saying, no, Asian first, we're on top. See, I can see any group of women saying, no, whoever looks like us is the most beautiful. That makes all the sense in the world. Okay? That makes all the sense in the world. But how do you disagree with the woman who look like you the most ain't the most beautiful? Like, that's crazy work right there. It'd be different if you're talking about maybe somebody specific, maybe you're specifically talking about one woman is beautiful while the other woman is not quite as beautiful. You're comparing just these two women. But when you talk about from a group perspective, how can you look at your group and say the women who look the most like you are not the most beautiful? I mean, aren't the most, yeah, that's what she did. The women who look like you aren't above the women who look like something else. How do you do that as a woman? Because I can't figure that out. That's just crazy to me. As a group, if you ask me about men, I'm going to say black men look better than any other group of men. It just is what it is. You can have whatever opinion you want. I'm standing on that one, y'all. Nah, we the best looking group of men. Of course we are. Well, what about the men who, if you can find them, lighten their skin? Well, of course, he don't look as good as us, but he look better than them. Okay. Okay. He don't look as good as us, but he look better than them. Who is them? Anybody that ain't black. Makes sense. Makes sense at the end of the day. Makes very simple sense to me. But let's get a little bit more. Well, you know what? Let me say, yeah, and we just using it. Just a little fair use, on who whatever this name is who did this great work. Okay. He did this great work, y'all. It's hilarious to me, but it's great work. And I do appreciate his hairdo. Okay. I just want to stress the fact that I super appreciate the fact that he got this wig on and he got this hat on as he's talking to these young ladies. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Let's roll a little bit more.
No, I'm not taking it off.
So then.
So you said white women. No, white women are not trying to be black when they curl their hair, or they put in braids, or they put in extensions.
Look at your ashy ass. You're wasting my time.
It don't matter. So you're triggered. Why are you triggered for?
I'm not triggered. I just think you're saying little stupid things.
Okay, I'm having a conversation with you, and then you're getting mad.
I'm getting mad because how are you gonna talk about a black woman to a black woman, trying to degrade a black woman, and you're on an HBCU's campus full of black women?
It's not degrading. I'm saying the natural black woman, just like her, she's beautiful the way she is with her natural hair. Yeah. But the ones who wear the wigs and the weaves and stuff like that, you don't need that stuff.
That's your opinion.
Okay, so why do it?
Because we can.
Yeah, but it's hurting you by doing that.
It's not hurting us.
This has cancerous chemicals in there.
Have you seen the actual study? The study has not.
Yes, I have.
No, have you actually read through it?
Yes, I did read. I literally have it in my link tree.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Oh, in your link tree.
Yeah, in my link tree.
Why are you getting mad, sir?
I'm not upset.
The whole fit is taking me flat out. I can't.
It's taking you flat out? Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
I can't take you quite serious. But also, the study hasn't been peer reviewed. It showed they tested the Kanekalon hair as it was being ingested. The hair isn't being ingested in us. It isn't actually cancerous. And there are black-owned companies that make non-carcinogen.
Well, as you heat it up, it does release chemicals that cause cancer and things like this.
That's when they tested it like it was being ingested, not that it was being braided in our hair. The hair is not being ingested. You could read through the study.
Well,
it's not peer reviewed.
Does the skin not absorb chemicals and things like that through your skin?
Is it in our skin?
Yes, when you heat it up, it's directly on you all the time.
It's not heated up when it's put on our scalp.
Yeah, but it's still, the chemicals are still physically
Yeah, but we're not
you.
eating it.
Yeah, you don't have to eat things for it to get into your body. Do you understand that?
I do understand that, but ingesting them and for things hitting your body, if you put Sharpie on your finger, it's different from actually eating the Sharpie and sucking on the ink.
Okay, that's different. Okay, so what is your point? It still gets in the body either way.
So I'm saying that it's also different if it's just not being fully ingested. It's getting in your body, but it's completely different.
All right,
Things
let me
that
jump
aren't
in right
ingested
here, y'all.
and things
Let
that
me jump in
are
right
absorbed
here.
are completely two different.
Y'all, this is the need to be right. Okay, if you ain't, if the need to be right was a person, here she go, y'all. Here she go.
Thank you, Roger Report, for saying
it. All right, now, did the man go to there to degrade the women? No. He's saying the women who look mostly like black women are the most beautiful women of the bunch. Somehow she says he's degrading them. And I just want y'all to notice that, see, when you talk to a lot of women, and this is something y'all should pay attention to. I tell you, information is more important than presentation. She's trying to run a false narrative right now. She's trying to run it in his face, okay? In his face. You know, he's literally there to support black women's beauty. But because he likes black women and they are seen as attracted to him, she's automatically having a negative response, which means what, y'all? I told y'all before, she sees a nigga. So because he has a positive response to black women's beauty, it's still negative at this moment because it's not about him. And that's just is what it is. This ain't about, when you a nigga, you liking black women don't count. Okay? You liking black women don't count. Now we seen the guy who just wanted a woman with some longer hair, and you know, you seen what happened to him. This man just having a conversation with him. He ain't trying to get nobody's phone number. He ain't trying to date nobody. He's just having a conversation to promote black women's beauty. But he's a nigga, so you can't correct nobody, not no black woman, about how beautiful she is. And she already done told him, we perfect. I can accept that, except the ones who put the wigs on. No. If we put the wig on, we still perfect. Now, if you think about the concept of just trying to win, he agrees that you perfect when you yourself. He said you lose points for being different than yourself. So how can both of them be perfect at the same time? I don't know. But I do got a couple guests up. So let me give the mic. Let me share the mic a little bit. Okay. We got Afro Nerd Radio was up first. So I'm gonna go ahead, get your 2-minute opening statement, and then we'll go on to I guess that's long hair don't care. That's what I think it is. So Afro Nerd Radio, go ahead, my brother. How you doing?
Hey man, good morning. Wow. What can I say, man? I have a special insight on this, really special insight on several levels. One, I'm the graduate of a HBCU. Shout out to the real HU, Hampton University, right? Two, my father is a retired hair professional, beautician and barber, professional cosmetologist for many decades. So I can tell you straight up what is going on and why my father got out of the business. He moved from doing women's hair for much of his career, and then went into doing men's hair, being just a straight barber. But he initially was a hairstylist, and this was at a time when women were straightening their hair, and he got out of it right at the time where it started becoming an erector set. When he started putting glue, when the glue and the lace fronts, that's when he got out of it. He started hiring women that were. He started hiring women that were doing that. It was like an alien thing to him. So, and also I think it's ironic that she had to physically touch this guy for what he's wearing, when people wear cosplay outfits all the time, right? I mean, you could say he's like a cosplayer, right? But the fact that she wanted to rip it off his head, when I see sisters all day long wearing hats on top of wigs. Like the irony is just crazy. Even if you disagree with him, it shouldn't come to the point where you have to physically want to rip it off his head. What would stop him from doing the same to her? But he can't do that. Personally, man, I set the point. I think we might have discussed this before, or I don't know. This might have been on another show. I think we need to leave this stuff alone. I think we just need to I know it's good to talk about it, but in real time, real life, I'm not going to discuss a woman's looks, or I'm just going to get away from it. The best way to do it, and I can say this in my personal life, and I'll land the plane, is I dated a woman, because I've really rarely have I dated a woman that did this. I might have tripped on one or two. But as far as my character, it just wouldn't flow well, right? One sister I dated, very attractive. She had a hair similar to this sister he's talking to, and look, I didn't really know what it was. It looked good on her, but something okay, about me.
Not to be rude, but that's 2 minutes. Not to be rude.
Oh, I'm gonna close out on this. I just want to tell you how it worked, and I'm done. When I dated that sister, I didn't say anything, but she could tell I have a certain demeanor, a certain character. The following week, it was out of her head. She didn't do it. Now, I didn't say anything, but she knew this guy really doesn't go that way. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Y'all use your 2 minutes wisely. Y'all get your points in within the 2 minutes, because I never know how many people gonna come up on a given day. Okay, now if y'all are here and it's just me and you don't necessarily have to stick to 2 minutes, because it's just me and you. But if you got more people with you got to stick with the 2 minutes, y'all. We got to stick with the 2 minutes. So what I'm gonna probably start doing is just start muting people at their 2 minute mark. So I don't want nobody to take it personal and don't feel like I'm disrespecting, because I'm not. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure the show flows the way it's supposed to, and I'm trying to save some of y'all from Chef Mike. I'm trying to save some of y'all from Chef Mike, so don't take it personal, okay? So, long hair, don't care. You got the floor, my brother. Long hair, don't care. Are you there? Going one, going twice.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I've been saying he must have just went to the bathroom, y'all. Okay, all right, but he back. He back. All right, go ahead. You got 2 minutes. Go.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
It's always a good day when you don't have to deal with the hairhat hooligans. You don't have to worry about perms money, wig money. I heard them wigs are expensive, and they stink. How do they even manage to do that? You buy something expensive and it stinks on top of that. Anyway, man. Yeah, they essentially just love what they can't have. and they are obsessed about what they are not. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a woman with short hair. Many bodies looks better without hair than with long hair. You know, but you got them little hair hat hooligans who just waste a whole lot of money. You know, decent money on chemicals, all sorts of hair, and truth being told, us black men, we don't even like that. Man, most black men are not even tripping over long hair or short hair. The only thing that matters is she beautiful, but they don't care. You know. But anyway, long hair, don't curl, whatever. You got the mic.
Okay, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, we got Gold P in the building. Go ahead, my brother.
Hey, what's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, what's happening? What's happening?
Not much, man. Long
Shout
hair.
out to the panel. Shout out. Hey, I'm going to use my first minute to say hit that like button, support the channel. You know, I put pride into being a moderator and doing the work on and off the live. So you guys hit that like button, support the channel. All right. That's the first thing. The second thing is I watch these videos, Roger, and yeah, my position is this, man. You know, let them. We ain't got to save them. They are locked into what they want to say, how they want to move. Do this. I mean, I appreciate the brother, you know, doing his thing. He working to find his niche in the game, and he doing the work out there. Hey, I appreciate that. Right, but my position is, man, look, don't be no suck out here, because she tried to deflect and tried to do all the stuff because she couldn't figure out how to answer the question. That's what that was. Don't entertain these bros, man. Oh, look, what? I mean, they have nothing for you, especially when they are coming with these deflections and coming with all the ill stuff that they say against brothers and stuff like that. So I'm gonna stop right there. Now, hit that like button, support the channel. There you go.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Kevin 3905, you have the mic, my brother.
Good morning. Unbelievable Monday morning to you, fellas. Unbelievable.
Good morning.
I'm first gonna say I hit the like button as soon as I heard Gold P up on the mic, getting the respect he so truly deserved. Quick short story. I was talking to a woman wearing a wig, and she's got beautiful hair, long hair on her own natural head. And I asked her, I said, explain to me the wig thing. She says it's a protective hairstyle. I know you guys will have heard that before. I said, what are you protecting it from? She said, all the dirt and stuff outside and all this dander, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, cool. I said, but we're in your living room, so explain that to me. She said, oh, when I'm cleaning up, I use all these chemicals and stuff, and it'll get in my hair, and so I use it to protect my hair in the house as well. So I said, so if you wear it in the house to protect your hair and out of the house to protect your hair, when do you ever wear your own hair? Bro, that woman malfunctioned right in front of me because she didn't have an answer. Bro, it's a sickness. They don't even know they have it. They don't even know that they have brainwashed themselves into disliking themselves. And this is just one of the symptoms, brother. And I land right there.
All right, interesting. Appreciate it. All right. Bad black gamer. You up next.
Hey, good morning to y'all. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning, brother. We hear you fine.
Good morning. Salutes to the chat and salutes to Roger. First of all, Roger, man, you trying to trigger me this morning, man.
Am I?
Yeah, you triggered me a little bit with this cacophony, because this is like one of my biggest pet peeves. I gotta tell you, the first thing, I think it was what Chris Rock that did the documentary a long time ago, like 20 years ago, almost now,
Yep,
about
that was
the
good
black
old
women
Chris.
hair,
Yep,
and
absolutely.
I never thought it would get this bad. It was bad then, but it seemed like it's gotten far worse. And like I usually like I'm married. I usually date like a lot of West African women because it's kind of like what I'm attracted to. And I'm tell you something. When I went to Liberia the last time, I saw this girl with this blonde or this blonde wig on her head. I'm like, that shit dropped me to my fucking knees. I'm like, the sickness is spread. So I don't know what to tell you. I think what's really worse now is that they walk around with this bundle on all the time because they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to mess up the hair. So they can't even come on like stuff like YouTube and not have a damn bundle on their head. But I'm gonna land my plane right there, man. It's just getting worse. I don't know what we can do about it.
All right, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Why be at the best show on social media and not hit the like button? Don't make a whole lot of sense. Go on, hit the like button already. All right. Shark Sims, you got the mic, my brother.
What's up, y'all? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, brother.
Yo, the black woman has shown me that without that stuff, she is not beautiful. So I have to go back into my memoirs and write down and take out and omit the part where I said the black woman might be the most beautiful on the earth, and I got to give it to the Latin sisters. It's very rare you see a butt ass ugly Latin sister, but you will see a butt ass ugly black sister once you take that wig and that weave off. So they fight you guys because you think they prettier than they know they are, and they trying to ask you like, why are you so crazy, Kev? Like black gamer, why you bugging? Like I'm not that thing, but yeah, I was going to fight and let it, and I don't know. They trying to tell you they know they ain't bad like that. You're gonna put all your money on 2 and 3 about to win.
I see what you're doing, brother. I see what you're doing. All right. Is that conclude your does that conclude your statement? I just want to be sure.
Yeah, that was 2. I be trying to do 2 minutes. Gold P did do 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So I just wanted to let you know, Rod. You
Man,
gotta smile
see,
though.
You know what?
what you doing, Sharp?
My apologies. My apologies. I don't mean to disrespect any rest of y'all by letting Gold P especially run past the clock. No disrespect
God
intended on my
dang.
part.
No, but he was doing maintenance though. He was doing the like button maintenance. So we
You
gotta let him
see,
slide.
man.
Go P, you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Once Roger get that clock, man.
Yeah.
Y'all making a point to go at me, man.
Gold P. If,
Go
if
ahead.
if it's okay with you, we would like to get Tunnel Runner's opening statement. If
Yeah,
that's okay with you.
it's okay with me, brother.
God
Go ahead.
dang.
Go ahead, man. I always get that work when I come up here. Go ahead.
Tunnel
All
Runner,
right, go
no
P. Can I
disrespect.
go?
You can go, tunnel runner. Dang. Dang, go ahead, man.
All right, go ahead, Tunnel Runner. Go
Roger,
ahead.
Roger. That young man is doing God's work. I have watched him many times, and the sisters do not have any answers for him. They just don't like themselves. And the reason why black brothers do better overseas is because we accept who we are. And when they accept who they are, we know there's going to be a change in their mindset. But right now, they are not um, accepting who they are. I think black women have beautiful hair, but they don't believe it. And there's nothing you can do until they decide that they like their hair.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Now I want to say shout out to that 310 because y'all I can't remember everybody's name, even with the face picture. I noticed the good brother right here. He's been rocking with me a long time, but he says when Roger say they are white supremacists, the hair thing kind of supports his point. It's just a manifestation of what's inside of them. Y'all, we do a lot because of what's inside of us. Shout out to the human chapter. That's what it was. The human chapter. Y'all. And hey, I don't know what y'all want to do about y'all names, but I'm trying to do it for a while. I guess toward the end of the year, then I'm gonna have to kind of go with whatever y'all got on the screen so I can be fair to everybody. Okay. So I'll let y'all figure out what to do about all that. If it's worth going through the trouble of changing your name again for show purposes or how you want people to know you over the internet in these spaces anyway. But shout out to you, the human chapter. I appreciate you big time, brother. Real talk. I think Shark has a real point too that needs to be looked at. If they say they're ugly and we say they look good, and what we say don't count, then who is we to trip? Who are we to tell them that they're beautiful? But compassion. I want to let a little bit more of this footage roll real quick. Can you let a little bit more go, my brother?
Wait, Roger. I never went to the Chinese food restaurant and the Chinese food lady back there got a goddamn a 4C curly wig on.
You know what? I missed that too. I hadn't seen that.
So they can't be the baddest on earth. Everybody, they mimicking everybody else. Don't nobody copy them.
No, be careful on that. Be careful on that. There's something. There is something. Can I mention something, Roger?
I'm standing on that.
We know something psychological is definitely going on with it. But I want to let a little bit more of this footage flow real quick.
There's nothing psychologically wrong with them. They're the most educated.
They're perfect. They're beautiful, educated, and perfect, sir.
Shark is digging today. He's digging today. But compassion, are you there? Because maybe he done went to the bathroom on us. And if he done went to the bathroom, okay,
he did.
Okay, I'm gonna say, go ahead and let some of that footage roll, brother. Go ahead.
Different things.
But why do you guys get mad at people like me that just are trying to help you guys out?
I'm not. Talk to them right here. Ask another black woman.
Okay.
Ask another black woman.
If they want to answer. I have a question for you guys. They don't want to answer. I thought you knew them.
I know. I just think it's kind of funny that you're trying to talk about black women.
So
you're trying to say that you're trying to help them. I like your wig. I like your outfit. I'm gonna pray for you. You're gonna.
This is like a mockery of the ones who wear the wigs. Just like, because you guys can't really see how you look in them. It looks ridiculous. Just like you told me I look ridiculous with all this on. You guys look ridiculous with the wigs on, with the weaves on.
That's what you think. And can I pray for you?
Go ahead.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I ask that you touch this man. He is badly hurt by some black woman in his life. Lord, I ask that you heal him. I ask that you let him see that judgment to put on others is nowhere to be found. It doesn't need to be needed. So I pray for you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I appreciate it. I don't subscribe to that, but
That's the issue.
But I mean, we're just trying to help you guys out. Natural hair is beautiful. We need to get
because he likes black women's natural hair, he's in need of prayer. That is what that's the conclusion she came to. Him liking natural black women's hair means he is in need of prayer. I just want y'all to understand just how much is being said in that, okay? He has something that God needs to help him with. He likes black women's hair. That is a struggle that the Lord himself must intervene with because he can't get past this on his own.
That's like a person liking chocolate-covered toenails. That person needs prayer.
Okay, go ahead, Afro. Go ahead. What you was gonna say, Afro? Since I done stopped it, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
My apologies. So what I was gonna say is that there's some irony going on here. So if for those your listening audience, if you remember Rachel Dolezal used to hide her Caucasian hair to put on Africoid hair, right? Also in Asia, you have something called reverse perms, where you can go to YouTube and look at that, by the way. You can see Asian folk who are getting their hair reverse perm, where they're having it tightly coiled and getting African American hairstyles. This is going on in Japan and in Asia. So when I looked at that, and this has been going on for a few years, you say to yourself, okay, they are getting black imagery and they like what they see. Matter of fact, in Japan, there was a pop on the Japanese people, the American videos.
You bugging, brother. Run it back for us.
Yeah, go last 10 seconds. Go. Ooh, he getting worse.
These videos. Well, look,
you don't have to tell them.
We like their dog.
All right, what happened is I just kicked him from stage, y'all. If I kick you from stage, that means your audio was so terrible you need to do something. Don't just pop back up if you got kicked from stage. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all know what it is. If no soup for you come out, that ain't me. That means you can't get back. That means. And matter of fact, he's backstage now. Afro Nerd Radio, your audio is so terrible. I had to kick you out. So reset your phone for me, please, brother. Reset your phone for me because we couldn't make you out, man. It was terrible. It was terrible. Okay, so reset your phone, brother, and come on back.
I want to say, listen, when she tried to bring others into the conversation, all right, she already knew she was losing the conversation. But when they bring others into the conversation, they need help. I mean, it's showing you where we stand, where people stand at. Now, I would say to the young brother, hey, man, don't try to save them bros, man. Because they ain't trying to hear you. Off top, them bros ain't trying to hear a daggone thing, man.
No, you know what? I need him to be out there because if he don't do it.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be out there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that them bros ain't trying to hear what he talking about. If he had said, hey, you are most beautiful. What did you do with your hair? Then they would have been a better conversation on her behalf. She'd have been more accepting.
Maybe.
But he said, oh, that's not your hair.
But
well, that was go off top.
But Go P, they see themselves in the mirror. They know. They know.
Yeah, they may see themselves.
You just see titties in the butt, and you know there's a vagina in the pants. They literally see themselves. They know they not good looking. That's why they pay all of that money to do what they do. They know it. It's nothing we gonna tell them. I could tell them 5 ways till Sunday.
And that's my point.
Well, I'm saying this is why I need him to be out there, y'all. Because some stuff people refuse to believe until you show it to them on camera. So shout out to him because he's bringing up footage of something brother's been talking about for a long time. So now he's putting it to film, and I can't be mad at that. So yeah, and y'all got to remember when people put the stuff together, it's not for the people in the video; it's for the audience. Just like when y'all come up here, we're not talking for y'all; we talking for the audience. So these type of things need to be highlighted, and I just want people to know that when he said he likes black women's natural hair, they did believe that this is a spiritual principality that is so wrong with him that they need to invoke their version of God into the situation. They called upon their Lord because they believe it was just that serious. We can't get past this on a human level. We need the Lord himself. And I want y'all to peep the psychology that comes with that, okay? But Compassion, let a little more of that footage roll, please. Let a little more of that footage roll.
This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun.
That
We need
means
to
y'all
get rid of the wigs.
cut.
This is hurting.
Curly hair as well.
Huh?
I wear my curly hair too.
Okay, that's fine. I'm saying you're most beautiful like that, not like this.
Thank you, but whatever we want to wear, we can wear. Thank you for your help, but we don't need it.
Yeah, you can. But it's not for you. It's for them. For other little girls who are being bullied for their natural hair.
Other little girls are being uplifted by black women. We're not trying to put them down.
No, I just had an interview today. A girl told me she was in 6th grade and somebody talked about her natural hair, made her insecure. There's
Was it a white person? A black person?
other black girls in her school.
That's sad because it's the indoctrination from the whole country. It's from the Eurocentric beauty standards that they're perpetuating now. I'm sorry.
It's always other black women that make fun of black women's natural hair.
Who's being put down? Who's putting down black women first? Men like you?
Their mothers.
Their mothers aren't putting them down.
When have I ever put down a black woman?
You are. You're saying that we have our own right now.
How?
What the?
Okay, I'm glad he stopped you right there because I definitely was gonna say something right there. Now I'm just gonna say straight up, y'all. I believe because we now been into the age of internet, social media, and all that. Social media has been popping right about since 2014. I'm gonna say this: is there somebody on the internet insulting some black woman's hair? Probably, because there are white folks who are white supremacists, and you know, especially when you're young, you may do something silly like that. But realistically speaking, when have I ever heard a white woman ever feel comfortable enough to say something about a black woman's hair? I have not. I ain't saying it ain't never happened. What I am literally saying, I have literally never seen a white woman be comfortable enough to make mention of anything about some black woman's hair.
Hey, Roger, right quick.
That has never happened before, Roger. They are at awe when they see black women's hair. They never like look at this nastiness. They are
Hey,
literally at awe because their hair feels different than that hair.
hey, y'all remember when the Olympics, when the gymnast, that the
One of the
first black
dark
girl
skinned
won all
girls.
the goals, how they made fun of her hair?
Oh yeah, man. Was it
Uh,
Biles?
No, it was the girl before, not Biles, Gaber.
Gabby Douglas? Was that Gabby
Gabby
Douglas?
Douglas.
Yes, yeah, it was
Yeah.
her.
Shout out to
And
Gabby
they and
Douglas.
it was black women on the internet that made fun of her hair just
Hmm.
because she had it, she had it, she had it done up so she could compete in the gymnastics for
Yeah.
the Olympics.
And
Yeah,
think of all the
she went to go get some medals, and they talked about her hair.
and think of all the white girls that she beat throughout the world to get the medals, and not none of them said that nappy headed hoe beat me for the gold medal.
She literally was comfortable in her own hair and went to go get some medals. Now, I gotta look it up. I don't know if she got gold or not. She probably got gold.
No, she won gold. She won gold.
She
She
got the
was she was
gold
before
piece.
Simone Biles. She was Simone Biles before Simone Biles.
She went to go get some gold medals, y'all, and they dogged her hair. Okay, and I am gonna say because I remember this popping up, and some of y'all know I've had previous channel before, and we had a discussion. And shout out to Mr. Z who kind of turned me on to. Not that I necessarily, I don't even know if it's a good thing, but he's turned me on to going and look at some of them comments, y'all. And I'm gonna say it was some real black women sounding names, and that's all I can really say. So if you look at the name, say it out loud, sound like a black woman name. But they went after this girl when she went to go medal, y'all, because that's what you go to the Olympics for. Even if you can't win, you go to get the medal. You're disappointed when you don't get the medal, but you go to get the medal. They dog the woman going to get medal. All this quote unquote black women's empowerment going on, but when they doing stuff that's empowering, seem like it's always a negative thing. When they do stuff that's not empowering, seem like they get celebrated. But if they do something that's actually empowering, like show the world we're better at this particular thing than anybody else, they don't get praise. Now, when it
Well,
comes to the sisters on a general basis, it seems based on what I can see on the internet.
well,
Do you guys
Roger.
remember the video of the black girl that was walking behind the white girl and berating her for wearing braids in her hair and telling her it was a black woman's hairstyle? Do y'all remember seeing that video?
No, but I can imagine it.
I
Yeah,
see
I
that.
do. She had a gold wig on too when she
It
said it.
was a young, yeah, it was a young woman.
Oh my god.
And here's the crazy thing: they wear hair extensions and braids to look like white women, and then they berate the white women for doing it. They're
Yeah.
that crazy.
Hey, look, man. I think a lot of people, a lot of these broads like to say, "Oh, this young lady here, Gabby, no, she wrong for that." But they'll look at Shakiri,
Thank you.
and see what all that, their nails, hair, all that, and say she's winning. And we'll look at her like, well, how is she winning when she crashing out in the airport? You know, apparently the hair follicles are being affected, and all that colorful energy she's letting out is on display. How is
Well, this is the thing.
I disagree.
I gotta say this because I've done a show about this before, and I said white women don't wear weave. You know, of course, there was a couple black women who showed up and started making some fuss about it. And I know I've talked to people about certain things that I'm gonna do on my show. Sometimes before I do it, sometimes after I do it. I remember talking to some black women. I don't remember exactly what happened on that show, but I remember I did have some conversations with black women, and they were arguing me about white women wearing weave, and I'm telling them white women don't wear weave. And they say, yes, they do. Look at these people, whatever, like that. and they start naming some famous people, people that we'd all be familiar with. And I remember the name specifically was what's the young lady that played Black Widow with the Avengers?
Oh,
My baby
Scarlett
Scarlett
mama.
Johansson.
Johansson.
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson.
Johansson.
Yeah. So they started telling me this stuff about Scarlett Johansson where she had weave, but then she didn't have weave, like her hair is long, but then it's short. I'm like, Scarlett Johansson don't wear weave. When I see a movie with Scarlett Johansson in it, you know what her hair look like? The same as it did in the last movie.
Yep.
The most that's gonna change is the color. Because you was playing, a character that was supposed to have red hair.
Exactly.
And then they
There's
stopped that for a while. You know what I'm saying?
there's nothing wrong with a woman wearing extensions of the same type of hair that's already in her head.
Well, see,
Kev,
my point was, if I can't see it, what are you talking about?
if I
When I
can't
see
even
a
tell
white
it's in
woman
there.
wearing weave, I don't know a white woman wore weave. She just walked past me. She just some white woman with hair that looked like her hair. Why would I even think she wearing a weave? I have
Exactly.
nothing to go off of about her. I would have to. Now I know there's some guys who know hair like that, and y'all can tell like the extensions and all that. Like I don't really see it like that. I've never seen a white woman with an extension. All
Now,
I've seen is white women wear their hair.
and that's
Man,
the
why?
problem. It's like you don't know it, so it's like how did if you don't if it looked like it, basically we wouldn't even know it if we didn't know when it's with the whole, you know what I'm saying, if you didn't know the mechanics of a weave, you wouldn't even know that Megan Kelly is sitting on Fox News with a goddamn weave in her hair. You know what I mean? Because it looked just like her hair.
Truth be told, I don't know. If we want to be real about it, I don't know. Maybe that
Yeah.
is a weave. Maybe it's a wig. I have no clue.
Well, did you hear?
The
Did you
Go
hear
ahead.
Megan Kelly go after Michelle Obama for the same issue last week?
No, what was
No,
it?
I missed that.
Really?
I missed
Oh
that.
man, it wasn't good. It
I, what,
wasn't good. She
let me
she
just.
went into a whole rant. You might want to find that one. She went into a whole rant about black women's hair when Michelle Obama was kind of emoting about what this is. We have to go through these issues and we have to uphold white European standards. Megan Kelly went in. I didn't really agree with Megan Kelly, but we're putting this stuff on Front Street, and now when we get critiqued for it, that's part of the problem as well.
Well, she as
Well,
far
no,
as
no.
what's
Hold
confirmed,
fast, y'all. My bad. No disrespect. Black Root came up. I got to give him his opening statement. Black
Minister,
Root, you got the flow, my brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Roger. I hope you. Well, first, I guess I should do a sound check as usual. So
No,
I
no,
hope
you
I'm coming
fine.
in clear.
You coming in great, brother. You coming in great.
That's a relief. I hope you and other gentlemen on the panel are doing well. You know,
oops.
so okay. That's nameless, but okay, I appreciate that. Any association with nameless protagonists is, I consider to be a great compliment. Um, when I was watching the videos of the gentleman with the wig and talking with the women, it reminds me of the broken order of things. A lot of these things about the appearance of black women. When I was growing up, old man still, um, these things were handled amongst women. Elder women, in some cases suggesting, very often demanding that younger women present themselves a certain way. And some cases, elder women rule with an iron fist with respect to how younger black women were supposed to present themselves. And so the fact that a young black man must, be educating these women about issues regarding their appearance, not just how things look, but he was also educating them about the health impact. You have these fairly high ovarian cancer rates, these fairly high fibroid rates amongst black women that I believe have been associated with, if not proven to be connected to the chemicals they use in their hair. And of course, that leads to much broader reproductive issues, family making, and family planning issues when you marry these women, or the health of children that come from reproducing. But you got all these issues. Men can't talk to them. It's really out of the order of the men to be talking to them because most of this stuff is supposed to be handled by their mothers and grandmothers and aunts. And that's kind of all come under. And so now you're you're in this weird position where you're trying to do things that were supposed to be handled by within their own group. And they are not even really designed or prepared or raised at all to even appreciate what a black man, certainly what a young black man, would have to say about it. So it's like they're drowning and we're reaching our hand out to pull them drowning. And they would rather sort of ruefully just sort of go down to the bottom of the ocean. So that's kind of how I find myself feeling kind of sad as I watch those videos. So that's my opening statement.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Now, let me say real quick, shout out to my main man, Brother John, who just sent in a cash app for $5. He says supporting your work. And I want to say thank you very much, my brother. I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate that big time. Real talk. Also, I want to shout out to Universal UC who hit me over the weekend. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. He says it's been a great week. Okay, Roger Report Live. Fire. Sent in $25 on Friday afternoon. Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. Thank you very much. And I'm going to say again, y'all, anytime y'all send me something, if we're not on air, I'll just get you on the next show. All money on the wood is good over here. All money on the wood is good. All right? And that's real talk. And shout out to Gregory Scotland. I think I said this, but I'm not sure if I did. But I believe I did it, but I'm not sure. My main man Gregory Scotland sent $5 in on Friday when we were doing that show, and he says black men must be careful of the reach back. I think I said it, but I wasn't quite sure. So I just want to say it again anyway, because I'd rather say it twice and not say it once. And that's real talk, y'all. So shout out to Gregory Scotland. And I do appreciate the support. Y'all, and remember, if you want to hit the cash app, it is available to you 24 hours a day. It's at $, $, the Roger Report. And shout out to Compassion and Callous. He is allowed to do this, y'all. He said, hit the cash app, support black male media. Oh, my bad. Excuse me. I thought you were saying something else. Support black male media or go watch white male media. Laugh out loud. Well, you ain't gonna get nothing better than what's popping up over here at the Roger Report Live. It just is what it is on that note. So yeah, if you don't like the best show social media got to offer you, go find some other white show that you want to watch. Something a little more boring, something a little more unrelatable. But if you want the real, you come over here because we gonna have that fire for you every day over here. Now, Compassion kind of has pulled up something here because I know this is a different video. So let's see what he had to pull up real quick. Go for it, my brother.
Painful thing you've ever been told.
My own mother told me that I would never be loved by anyone and that I'm not nothing. It hurted me, but I love her so much.
What advice would you give to somebody that's been told something similar?
I don't really know because I still have thinking myself to do. So I really just think about it and, talk about it. Don't hold your feelings in and stuff like that. Talk to people and stuff.
Again, y'all, the best show on social media. So yeah, you know what? I'm glad you put that up because there is a thing about black women not bullying black girls, which I see on a regular basis that, what black women have told they do. See, this the problem. Black women believe that we not outside. So yeah, when I see you getting on the bus and you insulting your daughter, I see it. When I see you at the grocery store and you is insulting your daughter, I see it. When you at a Walmart and you insulting your daughter, I see it. Like, we outside too. I don't know what they think going on, but we outside too. We hear them bully their own children, especially when it comes to hair, y'all. Black women is not gonna allow some other black woman to love her own hair, not under their watch, and
Hey,
that's just the attitude of.
let me say this, Roger. I wanted to get this out before we talked about Miss Obama and her hair. I want to make sure I say this off top. It is great that she has extension long hair or whatever, because we don't want her looking. We already know she look like her brother. We want to be able to tell the difference.
Man, look, man, y'all can't be coming on here insulting the only recognized black first lady. Look, man, we can't do that, man. Look, we can't do that.
Did it, right?
I understand it's for comedy, y'all. I understand it's for comedy, but this is the first lady, y'all. The only recognized first lady.
Obama. I said Miss Obama, Roger.
She's the only recognized first lady in history, man. She's the only one. Okay.
I said Miss Obama, Roger. I was respectful. We don't want her looking like her brother. We got to see the difference.
Man, two things can be true at the same time.
I'm
She does kind of look like her brother in the face.
Yeah, I'm saying recognize because I'm gonna say, y'all, there's some stuff about history, and you gotta put two and two together. And like my daddy told me, the truth got to make sense at the beginning, middle, and the end. Now, I know George Washington is recognized as the first president of the United States, but I did go back and look to see when he got into that position as the first president of the United States, and that wasn't until 1789. The country formed in 1776. I'm just saying. And there's some interesting things about who was running the joint before George Washington ran it. So I'm just gonna say, Mrs. Obama may not have been the actual first black first lady. Okay, because who you got to ask yourself, who was running this joint between 1776 and 1789?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
We just talked about recognition, Roger.
Yeah, I thought Roger was trying to say that black women be trying to look like the first president George Washington, but I feel what you're saying now.
No. I'm trying to put a little bit of respect. I don't want to insult her from a beauty standpoint.
Now, Roger.
No, I'll just say it from a beauty standpoint. From a beauty standpoint.
Go P is not insulting her. He's just making observations that she looks a lot like her brother. I mean, I have to agree. She looks a lot like her brother in the face and the hands and the feet. But I'm just saying.
We're talking about beauty, Roger. We're talking about it.
There are some beautiful women who look like their brother out there. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna leave it alone. There's some beautiful women.
Their brother must be beautiful too. Then
Janet looked a lot
just like her brother.
Michael, but nobody had a problem with Janet looking like Michael. So
I still ain't got one.
I mean, I do think there's an issue.
No.
I think there's a. Let me finish.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I do think a former first lady, I believe, have a responsibility to present herself a certain kind of way, and I'm not always impressed by the approach of Michelle Obama in that regard. I'll just put it.
She looks like a really handsome fella.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I say, I try to because I respect her historical position as well, and I don't think we should be a part of what the Megyn Kellys are trying to, because their motives are very different from ours. Their motives are dehumanization and racist and whatever, and so I'm cautious about presenting any sort of criticism in a way that is akin to theirs. I mean, they've said she's a man, that she's man arms, all that. I got a lot of issues with Michelle Obama in terms of how her particular politics or her social political dispositions. But I'm very cautious about Black people doing racist talking points. And Michelle Obama's appearance has been a racist talking point.
Well, let me ask you something, Black Ruru, man.
Well,
Let me ask him. I
hold
got
on. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm trying to get the show moving, but go ahead, because it might be important.
If Michelle, because we're men over here, we're talking about the beauty. If Michelle Obama had short hair, would you date her?
He won't date her now.
Come on,
Well,
man. Come on.
I said I have not always been impressed by how she presents herself. I would assume that given her historical position that she would present herself a certain kind of way. And
Yeah.
I don't think she makes a point of doing that now. Maybe it's some
Bible study gold P.
Yeah,
you know,
look.
Bible study gold P.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let y'all be up here calling the first recognized first lady ugly. We're not doing that. We not doing that. Okay, we
Yeah,
just
I
not.
mean, I think, like I say, if I'm saying the same thing that the racist white people are saying, I don't rock with that. I don't rock
Okay.
with that.
I simply ask, she has short
Well,
hair.
go P. Let it go
Go.
from you, brother. Let it go.
Bible study
Okay,
gold
let it
P.
go. Let it go. Okay,
Yes,
look.
yes,
I
sir.
want to bring up Mr. K real quick. So now I'm gonna remove Gold P just to check Mr. K, just to see. Mr. K, I'm trying to see, are you who I think you are? Well, matter of fact, I don't even want to put you on until I know. Mr. K, are you new to the show, or are you the brother that just stepped down? I'll say that. Tell me in the private chat. Are you now? Why Mr. K is letting me know who he is? Roll that. Go ahead and roll this footage because Compassion got something else for us over here. Let's see what he got.
They would use skin tone against her and her sister. So let's continue.
Daughter and my sister, who was dark skinned, they made her feel very bad.
Now,
and they were imitating.
Yeah, but how has this influenced you? Apparently not.
Well, you know how it influenced me? When I was little, I knew it was wrong. When I was 4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old, and I said, Mama, why are you doing this to Marie? And she said to me, if you want to be treated the same, you better keep your big mouth shut. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Lord have mercy.
All right. Well, shout out to Compassion. I mean, that's bullying because, a girl can't fight a mama. It's that simple at the end of the day. Girl can't fight a mama. So I guess he went to go find a little bit of bullying going on, which I do say a lot of Black women will do to their daughters because I've seen it myself. Ain't really much you can do as a daughter because, it's not your position to fight your mama. That's just not proper position for a child. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm gonna say shout out to Rael in the chat. He got something, and Rael is a friend of the show. He got something that he wants to play. So Compassionate, do me a favor, and Rael got something that he put in the chat too. So when you get a moment, go grab whatever he got that he wants to see. And here he has up the Megyn Kelly thing that y'all have. Now I don't know what's on this one, y'all. So I don't know.
Neither.
But let's see how it goes down. And then some people will be swapped out on air, y'all. You ain't got to go nowhere. I'm just making room to make sure everybody gets in to be able to make comment because I got a couple of people backstage. So let's see where Megyn Kelly is with this. Go ahead, Megyn.
Obama, who's promoting a new book on her special fashion, and sat down with People magazine and said the following in SOT 26.
As women of color, that the way our hair naturally grows out of our head, it's beautiful. But if we struggle to make it look like the standard, that means we are spending thousands of hours and lots of money straightening out what is naturally curly hair, right? And that takes time out of your life. It costs money.
Okay. So what she's saying is she's bitter because society's standards, in her view, don't allow Black women to just walk around with their natural hair. That is bullshit. Black women can walk around with whatever hair they want. Only in Michelle Obama's warped mind do white people not like them unless their hair looks like white hair. And here's the other thing. The nerve of this woman to pretend that Black women are the only women who have to spend a bunch of time getting their natural hair to, quote, conform to these alleged society standards. Because virtually every woman I know, every woman spends a shit ton of time on her hair and wants it to look better than God made it. It's not a Black thing. It's a human thing, and it's especially a woman thing. But she's always reducing everything to race.
I agree. I agree.
I agree 100%.
Sorry to say, Uber gonna beat me up
I,
later on in
I, I
Bible
think it's
study,
I
but
think it's much more complex than
I think
what is
Michelle
being
Obama didn't
presented.
elaborate it.
I,
She didn't
I, I
elaborate it
think
like she
I,
could have.
I think there have been many cases where Black women got shitted on in the workplace because of wearing a more naturally styled hair. I grew up in that environment. You're talking about somebody who's been in the workplace since the early '80s. There's some noise in the background.
Oh, I'm
You know,
sorry.
that has been a real issue. Now it has changed over time, but it's changed largely because of complaints and lawsuits and civil rights actions and the Crown Act and all of that. So if you're a younger person, you might view, well, yeah, well, I mean, what's the problem? What's her name? Wear her locks or whatever to work, and you don't think it's that big a deal. But that's a myopic view of what has happened. And Michelle Obama, you know, who was around the same age, maybe a little bit younger than me or whatever, she came into a very different world. And she saw the struggles that Black women had in regard to how they could present themselves and how they could style themselves in the environment. And even to this day, in some environments, you're going to catch some shit about how you present yourself. It's a real issue. Now, that does not, how you address the issue is a different thing. And whether it is severe today as it was 10, 15, 20 plus years ago, that's a different thing. But just to discard this whole notion of that, there hasn't been any issue. There were issues with Black men and their beards in the military and issues involving, the ingrown hairs and stuff like that, and the military standards requiring brothers to shave and having all kinds of issues. Black hair is different. It produces different effects. It requires different kind of care. Very often, but to conform to certain environments, there is a higher expense. You got these half of these white bitches don't even wash regularly, much less style their hair or anything. They get out of the damn bed, they put on some clothes, they run their fingers through their hair, and they go to work most of them. If you've been around them, you know this is true. So now Black women do typically spend more to present themselves in the workplace. They do typically spend more. Now, do they do it to excess in some cases? Yes, they do. But that's a real issue. I'm calling bullshit on what Megan Kelly is presenting.
Can I mention something?
I
I want
no,
to.
hold fast. When I do the screen like that, that means I got somebody up that I'm not familiar with. So I need Mr. K to speak his piece so we can see where he coming from. All right, then I'll get back to you, Afro Nerd. But I need to. I ain't trying to have this thing covered up all day either though. So I'll get right back to you, Mr. K. You got the mic.
I'm sorry, Roger. It's me, Kev, man. I'm
Man,
sorry.
okay, all right, okay, fine, okay.
No,
I didn't know
but
that
I
was you.
appreciate you. I was having technical issues. I wasn't trying to mess you up on the show or whatever. I kept coming in and out, so that was my fault. Sorry about that. I know it looked weird.
You sound good and clear right now. So go
got
ahead and make a
missions.
2-minute opening statement right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. I'm gonna echo what the Uru was just talking about. I don't know why that white lady's so mad. Megan Kelly's always upset about something. She remember she had to be somebody had to explain blackface to her, by the way, right? So at any rate, I'm gonna echo what Uru was just talking about. They're trying to equalize black women and other races of women and their hairstyles, and it's not the same, right? Same thing with the military standards. He's right. Matter of fact, they're trying to push black men out based on those standards with the fact that they have shaving issues and it causes like serious pain on their face when their hair was for the ingrown hairs. Now, I will say this about hair, right? I didn't like how the guy was doing the interview. He came off more trolling than he was trying to actually learn something. I don't like when they do those types of street interviews, right? If he'd approached it a different way, then I would have been more amenable to what his message was, right? Because he was getting kind of ridiculous. And then as it relates to the woman in the video, kind of being triggered about what that gentleman said about in the lineup. Look, if you don't know the woman, one thing I've learned is if she's not in your family and you don't know her, don't give her any compliments other than nice work on that project, right? Don't compliment her body, her hair, what she, just stay away from it, man, because that's the response you're gonna get. You know, you get good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whether you like her or not, no matter how big she is, small she is, what her hair is, short, long, all that other stuff, just stay away from compliments from women you don't know, because that's the response you're going to get. But I will say this. Now, that being said, I do go out of my way to actually, every time I compliment the women in my family and the women that I absolutely know, especially when they do something special for an event in their hair, because I know it makes a big deal I know it's a big deal to black women. And then I do ask questions. A lot of men don't know anything about hair and what it takes in order to get it done. So that's the only thing I would say for us as men. We don't have a responsibility to do that, but it's nice to do that for the women in your family, the ladies that you know and that you're close to. And, if it's okay and you know them well enough, even, I don't know, somebody else's wife, if you are friends with somebody and they happen to dress up nicely and stuff like that when they do it for special occasions. So that's kind of how I would approach it. And the last thing I'll say is you can't complain about a woman's hair if you meet her that way, you accept her that way, and you start dating and you marry her that way. The way you meet her is the way you got to accept her, and whatever she's doing then is how you got to do it. Now, I say that because I've had some issues with, and I'm not going to get too personal, but how my wife has done her hair sometimes, and every time she adjusts it to my preferences, not necessarily all the way, but if I say, hey, that looks a little bit better, I prefer this, that's kind of how she does it. So you have to communicate with the ladies in your life. And I'll go ahead and leave it at that. Thanks for letting me up, Roger.
Wait,
No, no
I got
problem.
pushback for that if I could go, or I don't know if you're gonna go to
No,
next.
no.
And you always got pushback. Doggone, man. What's up?
Yeah, I do. I definitely got pushback.
It just
You
got
know,
personal, y'all.
you know
Just
why?
got personal.
You know why? Because that's the problem. The females, we don't compliment the females with their natural hair enough.
Yep.
But
Well, that's what I'm okay.
we'll compliment the chicks when we at the wedding and they got the long weaving and all that. We need to start complimenting the females who have their natural hair and are brave enough to wear their natural hair. The reason why women were walking, the reason why women were walking around with the afros in the 70s and the 80s, because they were saying fuck the system.
Okay.
The reason why our sisters was wearing their natural hair because they was like, we are
What?
not conforming to these
I
things and these standards.
got to push back on that.
If a black man knows how to take care of his hair and he has braids down to his back, why the hell can't our sisters do it? You know why they can't do it? Because they're brainwashed and we are not helping them unbrain. We are not trying to unbrainwash them, if that's the
No,
proper terminology.
no,
If
Nigga,
you meet
I'm
a
not
woman,
helping
if
losers, nigga.
if
no,
you
I'm
meet
not
a
helping losers.
if you
True,
meet a woman,
Shit.
if you meet
hold on, True.
hold on,
Hold
if you
on,
meet a
True.
woman,
You ain't introduced yet.
if you meet a woman and you love her and you see that she's brainwashed, what is wrong with saying, baby, you do look more beautiful without that stuff in your hair. Why don't you try this?
All right, hold fast, because I'm gonna say that's something I don't believe. Because now, I mean, we all come from different places over the country and all that type of stuff. When women wear their natural hair, guys go out their way to compliment them because we don't really
Yeah.
see it that much. That's my perception. Okay, so I'm 100%. Well, I'm a 180 from Shark's perception because I see us going out of our way to compliment the ones who actually wear their natural hair. It just don't happen too often So it don't happen that much, but we do seem to compliment them when they wear their natural hair. I see sisters getting plenty of compliment when they wear their natural hair. But to me, and y'all, I'm from the Chicago area, you know, we still separated color-wise for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I don't think it counts when black men compliment a black woman's hair. I don't see that it counts at all. Just like in that video we were showing earlier, every good thing that man said about black woman's hair, that woman did not register it at all. She didn't register anything. She literally went in prayer over the man because she thought that he was just trying to degrade them in some kind of way. And I do think that's what the actual issue is that it doesn't count when you do it. It counts when a white man does it, but it does not count when you compliment their hair. You're not important enough to compliment their hair. You know, it's just like you being an extremely poor person and you telling a billionaire he's doing a great job. He knows he's doing a great job. Well, I don't need your poor behind to tell me nothing about how great a job I'm doing. I'm a billionaire. You know, I think it's kind of like, I'm not saying all billionaires are bad, even for the most part. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to paint a picture that we can mentally accept. I think that's kind of how it's going. You know, who was you to compliment me? And what would your compliment mean to me? But go ahead, Afro Nero, what you were saying. Then I'm going to let Truth Teller get in with, matter of fact, I'm going to watch the clip first. Then I'm going to let Truth Teller get in with his opening statement. Go ahead, Afro Nero.
All right, just a couple of things. When you mentioned about the white male approval, that's a reality. I can even say a few years ago, there was a clip of a Asian newscaster, female newscaster with her co-anchor, right? And there was a story about Asian women getting special eye surgery, you know, to get their eyelids to look more European. So when the white man, her co-anchor, after the story had said to her, because she said, well, do you think I should get that done? He said, well, you know, you look beautiful the way you are. I wouldn't want you to do that. And then she just melted on screen. I said, oh, it's like that. So when Brad compliments you, so Roger's correct on that. And let me say something quickly about the hair issue. And I think with Megyn Kelly is a problem. Her record on race sucks. So when Michelle Obama was kind of going into it, she was being honest about a black female situation. She felt comfortable to speak on something she really doesn't know about. We have the Crown Act. We can't pretend like there hasn't been issues with black hair, male or female. We've seen male athletes who had long hair that were cut before competition. So there's some things going on. Now, the only thing I do have an issue with is that where it gets murky is some stuff that we do isn't really styled well. Like there's the issue about your hair texture, which is nonsense, right? But there's the other issue of what are we actually doing? When I see young brothers with wicks in Florida, is he going to be the CEO of a corporate situation? Like, what is that brother going to do for a living with a hairstyle like that? So some things that we do, just because it's black, doesn't mean it should meet a certain approval. We have to be fair. Some stuff does look ridiculous. So it's a very confusing issue. But these sisters, and I'll land a plane on this, to be physically fit, to eat well, there's a lot of things you need that people do, male or female, that requires work. And if you have to take BBLs and get your hair all kinds, get this hair hat, all that kind of nonsense, it's to obfuscate work that has to be done. You have to do work, even as a man, going and sweating for 2 hours in the gym, getting your cut tight. It takes work. They don't seem to want to do work. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, y'all, we're going to let the clip roll, and then we're going to hear from Truth Teller, who hasn't had a chance to speak. So go ahead and play that clip, Compassionate.
Wow, so that is completely stuck to your edges.
Is it?
Completely stuck. I'm gonna leave this hanging here for a minute. Looking at you like this, really honestly.
I feel ugly.
It makes you feel ugly? But what would bring that on?
A lot of it has to do with times when I would wear my natural hair. My mom and my sister would make fun of me.
What do you mean make fun of you?
Like if I would go out with my my curly hair, they would, why are you wearing your hair like that? Like you need to do something with your hair. My mom would say, you're going out with your hair like that? And I didn't feel pretty, being called names and stuff like that. So let's do it.
All right. Truth teller, I'm going to give you the mic because you haven't had a chance to speak yet. Y'all, I'm swapping people in and out, so don't panic if you find yourself backstage. You're going to be brought up later. Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. There have been some issues in the past with race. I ain't really bringing none of that up today. I'm looking at black women's. I'm talking about us in relationship to white people. I'll say that. I'm looking at this as black women in relationship to black men. Now, if they have a job they have to go to and let's say you got to wear like your hair like this in your job, okay, cool. We can give you a pass or something like that. You're doing that to make the money. We understand what that is at the end of the day. I ain't going to really argue that today.
I have a
But I
comment
don't think
after the
that's
truth
even the
teller.
issue. Okay, that's fine. I think that was that Black Rule who said that?
No, it's Kevin.
Oh, that's Kevin? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. You can get out the truth teller. Truth teller, where you at, brother?
Right here, players. All right, man. I'm glad you brought that back, Roger, because that's exactly what I was going to do. Yeah, there's certain aspects of discrimination that all black people face in the workplace. Hair is just one of them, so we'll leave that to the side. I don't know about y'all niggas. I don't know about you fellas. But every time somebody asked them why they got a problem with their hair, they talked about their mama, their sisters, and their friends. I didn't hear not one of them say nothing about a man making fun of them because they're wearing their real hair. Now, I do have a qualm. Well, I have multiple qualms. So this is from somebody who actually, I took part and raised my niece while I was in high school because my sister was working and she was a teenage mother. So I helped raise my niece from middle school to high school as a young man, changing diapers of a little girl, doing a little girl's hair when I ain't know how to do nobody hair. Then I raised my daughter in the 2010s, taking care of a daughter, changing diapers, doing her hair. So I understand what the difficulty is with doing natural hair. I get it. I just don't care that it's difficult. That's like saying I can't wash my ass because it's just too much work for me to go and take a shower or a bath. I just can't do that. I gotta wash towels and rags if I'm gonna be washing my ass this often, which I believe should be twice a day for a woman. But hey, that's me. But in any case, every single one of them had a problem with their own hair because of who? Their mamas. So I don't know why we sitting here playing this game like it's black men's anything that got to do with this. Because they don't care what we say. It's their mamas that told them that. And it's the same women who prop up colorism. And honestly, it's the same women who prop up racism in the black community. So we all know this to be true. So I don't know why we sitting here trying to make it seem like black men could do something about this. And I am a brother who I do not appreciate a woman walking outside with her afro out. So I do like natural hair. My wife has her natural hair. My daughter has their natural hair. I got sisters, brothers, cousins that has a whole spectrum of different hairs. I got sisters and cousins that got straight hair. I got sisters and cousins that got the niggerish hair you could ever see. So I understand it. But walking out in a fro is unkept. I know it's a style, but that just means you didn't take enough time to do a style for your hair. And I want to point out one last thing. The chick in that video with the dating show, my man just said, I don't like short hair. He didn't even say I don't like her kind of hair. She automatically assumed black women can't have long hair. Where does that come from, y'all? I rest the mic.
All right, Kid 3905 on 3904 said he wanted to get in right after Truth Teller, so I'm gonna let you get in. Now, after him, y'all, Rael is gonna get in because Rael then came up, so I'm gonna give him a 2-minute opening statement after that. So, Kevin 3904, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, real quick, man. This is I'm gonna contrast this to something. When you talk to these women about cooking and cleaning and just wifely duties, they'll tell you how much time all of this stuff takes and how many hours in the day, as if it's a full time job to be a stay at home wife. Man, let me tell you something. I stayed at home while my wife worked for a little bit. Man, that's like 2-3 hours worth of work. They do the same thing with this hair thing. They come up with all these excuses instead of just saying what it is, man. This is their problem. They in that video showed what the problem is. It is their elders telling them that they're not beautiful and they believe it. It's black women brainwashing black women, and I don't see why we as men need to fix it. If you don't love yourself, I'm not finna fall in love with you, and I'm gonna land right
Okay. I think that's a very relevant point. Very relevant point. All right, Rael, you go ahead for your opening statement, my brother.
My opening statement is I agree with 99% of what Truth Teller just said. That's my opening statement.
I don't know if that's living dangerous or whatnot. But now I'm gonna say this.
Can I disagree with one thing?
Hold on. Go ahead, Black Rose.
I have seen lots of throughout my life. I guess I'm a little bit older than you, and it kind of is reflective of whatever time you came up in. But I've seen many examples of black women looking absolutely gorgeous with afros.
Yep.
Afros of various height and hair texture and styling. I wholeheartedly disagree with the notion that a woman wearing an afro means that her hair is unkempt. In fact, in most cases, when I've witnessed a woman with a beautiful afro, it's very obvious that she spent a lot of time getting that style and getting that shape and getting that luxurious look that only can really be reflected in an afro. So maybe we can talk a little bit more about it, but I disagree with the argument that a woman with an afro means her hair is unkempt. It's been my observation that very often the exact opposite is true. That's almost proof that her hair is its most healthiest because of its being able to rise out of her head that way. So that's my
Roger,
Agree.
can I respond, Roger, or because I know you're about to do something?
Okay, let's let him respond, and then we'll get Champion because Champ hasn't had his opening statement yet either. All right, so
I'll make
go
it
ahead,
quick,
get
Champ.
the responses. It was
I'm gonna just say, Uru,
somewhat direct.
I completely agree with when they're doing their afros beautifully. There's a family picture in my parents' house right now with my two, my two brothers, my two sisters before the other ones was born. And we all got afros, and my mama got an afro, and my father got an afro. And yes, they are wearing 1970s suits and dresses in this photo. And that picture is in the front of the living room in our house. So I completely understand what you're saying. But these hoes ain't never maintained an afro like that since the 70s. And I don't know if you've noticed, if you go outside right now and look at a chick with an afro, it don't look nothing like that. Ever. They don't even, it's be patted down. They don't even know what a pick is. Yeah, it ain't the same. It ain't the same
But
time no more. I get you.
I'm gonna just say this real quick, and then I'm gonna go and let Champ make his opening statement. Okay, see now I figured out what it is. Truth Teller got a problem with his mom. Okay, that's what the problem is, y'all. That's why he said that. He got a problem with his mom.
Oh no, my mama always did her hair. She
No,
always kept her hair
brother.
on point.
If you don't like an afro, that means you just told us
You
your
missed
mama got an afro on the
you missed my
pictures.
whole
You
point.
don't like your.
You missed my
doing
whole point.
it's kind of deliberate. I'm doing it deliberately.
I know you are. I'm just
Bro.
saying for everybody listening, you missed my whole point. I get
Hey,
you. I know you are.
Roger, I got it, Roger. How come you can talk about Truth Teller's mama and he not get sent to the back, man? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that. Y'all see how cold.
Man.
Hold
You
on.
telling me you talk about Truth's mama, and then
Let me show y'all this double disrespect. Number one, I didn't talk about his mama. I was really talking about Truth Teller from a joking point. I was really talking about Truth Teller, not his mama. I'm saying Truth Teller is reacting in a negative way because he got a problem with his mama. That's number one.
You
The
said you
other
got a
form
problem
of
with mama.
disrespect, is I said I was gonna let Champ come in next, and you just said, "No, F Champ. He don't mean nothing to the show. Screw him. He don't need to get no opening statement." So
Out of control.
you know,
Out of control.
it would seem like it was personal to me, but it's really personal to Champ because it's like you don't like Champ. Not only did you disrespect me, you double disrespected with it's you and Champ. I'm gonna disrespect at the same time.
Like you, Roger, because you bully me, man. You
Y'all
make the point.
ain't even fighting fair. Y'all kicking each other in the calf with nobody looking. Y'all get into a fight.
You like forget Gold P. F Gold P.
All I'm trying to do is make sure Champ get an opening statement in. That's all I'm trying to do.
Go
okay,
ahead, man. I like.
Okay, I'm not gonna be here too long.
No, you know what, Champ? Before you do it, maybe you want to make sure it's okay with Gold P that you get your opening statement. I guess.
Yeah, I'm here waiting patiently. I hear all the dissing.
It's
and
okay,
everything
Champ.
else.
I like you, Champ. Go ahead.
Okay, whatever. But this is a serious issue when it comes to hair and weave and everything else, because what they're not careful about is that, you know, there's been according to the National Institute of Hair, sister studies at Boston University and everything, and Black Women's Health Study have shown correlations between frequent hair straightening use more than 4 times a year and double the increased risk of uterine cancer compared to non-users. So basically what some of these ladies are doing is that they are playing a game of chance with their health by straightening their hair, putting all that chemicals and everything else, and increasing, cancer and everything else. Breast cancer, for example, particularly, heavy use of lye-containing products. Other analysts, however, have not consistently support this association, but you still increase the other health problems and everything else with cancer and everything else, uterine cancer, brain cancer, unfortunately. So what these ladies are doing to themselves is that they're playing a game of chance with their lives just to try to be accepted, trying to show their beauty and everything else. They don't need to do that and everything else. What happened to the days where had everybody talk about the afro and everything else, but they had but they usually just wore their hair natural back in the 1950s and 60s. They never had this type of health scare like they are having right now today.
Yeah, thyroid problems. Like we
Thyroid
talk
problems as well too. Yeah.
we talk about white supremacy and racism and all that a lot. I always say there's multiple ways of warfare. And I think they have perfected this way of warfare, which will be like some kind of medical warfare. Because think about all of those different diseases and ailments that he just named, all from putting this in your hair. And you can't get Black women to see this. And I want to say something else. Like when I speak to Black women with natural hair, they have a whole different demeanor to themselves. And if they are some mean, funky chicks, they still have a way. Like you can still talk to them, and they can still get a point, and they can still come to an understanding of something. The Black women that wear that stuff, I really think that stuff kind of clouds their brain. It stops them from being able to grab ideas out of the ether or whatever you want to call it. It just hurts. I don't know. It's like they have a helmet on, like a tinfoil helmet.
Or they have earplugs in their ears and everything else. They don't want to listen and everything. They don't want to listen to the health scares and the ramifications of putting all that chemical stuff in their hair.
And your hair is like a natural antenna.
Yeah,
And when you cover that,
exactly.
you closing yourself off from all the great ideas that. I don't want to sound all esoteric and metaphysical, but it's something really to it. And I don't think we really understand the warfare that we up against. It's just crazy right now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I want y'all to really take this in as a people, as a group of black people, really take this in. People talk about the first black female millionaire. Now we say that in a very complimentary way. Now I've always, once I figured out what was really going on, I've had a slight issue with that because the person who gets recognized for this is Madam C.J. Walker. Now, I am not saying she wasn't a person who took advantage of a certain time period. I'm not saying she wasn't a brilliant woman, and I'm not trying to take away nothing from whatever you perceive as her greatness. But the first black woman millionaire in this country made that million by trying to help black women look like white women. Is that something that even should be celebrated?
And that's why I was saying, like, you trying to like tippy toe around it. She sold poison to the community.
Well, I'm not even saying from a physical standpoint. I'm saying there's some mental poison going on psychologically to celebrate her for being the first black woman millionaire. And I look at how she became a millionaire. I don't see the positive part.
That shows she knew her market. She knew what they wanted. She knew what their desires were. You know, and to disagree with Shark's first point when he was up here trying to save them hoes, they know they know it's unappreciated. They don't care. They're living in rebellion. It's just like with the acrylic nails and the colorful hair and all these other different aesthetics that they put on instead of taking their fat asses to the gym and getting in shape. Bro, they just living in rebellion, bro. And it's just another symptom.
I'm a agree with Kev by way of Shark Simps.
I don't even know how to take that. I don't even know how to take that.
Yeah, I don't know how to take that.
I don't even know how to take that.
I was stuck.
He said
You
Shark.
got
He
me.
didn't
I
say
gotta hear
Shark
more.
Sims. He didn't say Shark
I gotta
Sims.
hear
He said
more.
Shark Simps.
I didn't say
Oh damn!
God damn.
Oh damn!
Y'all missed it. Y'all missed what he said.
Shark Sims, man.
Oh, you hurt my heart, Gold P. You hurt my heart.
I didn't say that, man.
Roger, put him in the back chat, Roger.
You know what? I told y'all before, everybody my guest on this panel. You 2 minutes in the box. I'm doing you like they doing high. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
You weren't playing, Roger. Tell me, leave me alone, bro.
But yo, Rael, I remember the other last week you mentioned Bobby Hemmett, and he had did a joint where he was talking about the black mystical agenda. But I think in the same one he was talking about, it was a scientist who was studying black women, and he was in like every time he would like open up their skulls, he found like green film on like out like covering their brain, like a green film. And he was saying that they discovered it was due to perms.
Yeah, the morticians have been the ones who've been coming out talking about how dangerous the perms are, to the point that the chemical were staining their skulls green. It was that powerful. So that's what he was referencing. He was referencing the morticians who were recognizing that. I mean, if it's turning your bone and your skull green, then that ain't good.
And isn't your skull a bone? And aren't bones porous?
Yeah.
So if it's gonna stain your skull, wouldn't it eventually get to your brain?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually I've actually
That's a
seen the
very good
footage of
point.
a guy who surprisingly found a dead woman where these chemicals literally were affecting her brain.
Yeah.
It was on her brain. You know, I don't know if much was made about it, and probably much wasn't really made about it because that would affect a bunch of money from powerful people at the end of the day. Because people who get this stuff over here, they making money, making deals, willing and dealing. So if you start telling them it can go into your brain and affect them, I believe they worried that it would be a panic. I don't think black women will stop at this point anyway. Because I'm gonna say this, y'all, because y'all did bring up some stuff about racism, whatever. I never really meant to even approach it from that way, you know. But from a racial standpoint, I mean, black women want their hair to look like somebody else's hair so bad. I'm pretty sure if you just told them that this is going to negatively affect your brain, I don't think they would care. Now, people could say, "Well, no, Roger, you sounding crazy." But no, I'm being
They
realistic,
don't.
y'all. As a group of
They don't
people,
care.
you can be desensitized to stuff. I think we would be so desensitized to that as a people, that you could slap right out the front of right on the front of the packaging. I don't think nobody would flinch. And that's just real talk. So it's about how bad would it be and how and what period of time would it be so bad in. I think that matters more than if something is just damaging you, period. So even when the young brother was saying that this stuff is gonna hurt you, they don't care, and they ain't gonna never care.
Well,
You know,
the thing is, what's really important about this young brother's um, his series that he's doing. Um, um, he's a younger black man. He's from a completely different generation than most of us up here are. And he it's looking like he's about to go through the same cycle that we've gone through. I think he's probably Z. So, and he's looking like he's about to go through the same cycle of time that we've experienced. Surprisingly, he's on an HBCU campus. And I think that we need to really take a look at that because Morgan State formulated a task force to address the decline of black male students. It's become such a important topic that they felt the need to address it with forming a task force to try to figure out how to counteract it. The rate of decline in HBCUs since 2010 for black male enrollment has been about 25%, compared to PWIs, which is 22%. So HBCUs, they have a ticking time bomb on their hands, which is ironic because with the influx of capital that they've been able to receive from people like Mackenzie Scott, Bezos' ex-wife, you would think that they would be in a position, they will be able to position themselves to actually really reach out to this demographic, but they're having a hard time speaking to black men, and what Trey is showing is why. Unfortunately, HBCUs have become really, because I went to one, even though it was for a semester, and it was, I'm not saying these type of females didn't exist on campus, but they weren't the norm like that. You know what I'm saying? So he is talking about like something very serious, and even when he brought up the health issues aspect, that wasn't even enough. That wasn't enough to like, oh, I never heard that. Can you tell me more? No, it was still doubling down. So the very talk about, black men don't want to protect us, black men don't care about us, black men don't want our natural hair. I had put some links in the chat earlier, and there was this one link that showed uh, a black man responding to this black woman who had went to a Halloween party, and she had I guess she was trying to be Foxy Brown. She had a fake afro on, and she was saying how so much positive attention she got from guys. And one of the black dudes said, "It's not." He said, "It's not just about you having natural hair." He said, "It's the confidence that you exude when you actually have it too. That actually is a turn on for men as
Mm-hmm.
well." He said, "It's not just." He was saying like it's the fact that you own it and you stand you stand in it compared to what we saw in the short with the female, how she was very ashamed of her natural hair because her mother and her own sister made her feel ashamed about her natural look. But a lot of times they will put that responsibility, which is I've been saying for years, they'll blame black men and say, well, black men don't want natural hair. And it goes into something that I think it was Truth saying that having natural hair doesn't mean you come out the house looking like a wet mop. Like, it's like there are natural hairstyles like that you could look very, very respectable, very classy. I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like when we've seen these types of females as black men, many of us have even not even trying to holler at them, but just giving them
Mm-hmm.
compliments, saying, you look real good. Keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we've done that to give them encouragement to stand in it because a lot of times we know that many of the females around them. I remember when I first got out of high school, many of the females that I used to talk to used to say, I can't go natural because me and my mom will get into a fight. And I used to be like, a fight? Man, this is your hair. And this is like in the late 90s. And they would talk about how difficult it was for them to go natural, specifically because their mothers or their grandmothers. I remember one chick when I was in college, she was talking about how her grandmother used to apologize when they used to go out in public to people about her locks. Her grandmother used to literally be like, yeah, she used to have, prettier hair. I don't know why she did this. Like her grandmother used to say this in front of her while she was a grown woman in public about her locks, and she had beautiful locks. I mean, her locks were beautiful. So, but they'll shift the blame. This same female will be on social media probably where she can't really be identified, and she'll be one of the main females that shift the argument and be like, "Oh, black men don't want natural hair," even though this dude was in her face saying that there's a lot of black men who actually prefer that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I had a homegirl. She used to be at the crib all the time. We used to doing music and shit, and we be smoking weed in there. And she would always come smoke weed with us, but she always had a weed in there, bad. Everybody just treated her regular. One time she came through with the natural hair. She had the little puff in the front and all that. Yo, everybody that usually see her came in and was like, "Oh, damn, yo, you look beautiful today. What's going on?" And then they would sit there and be like, "Oh, yo, you got your natural. Yo, you look so." And she was flabbergasted, but 2 weeks later had the weave in. You know what I mean? So it's like I
Hmm.
don't know if that's why I think it's something addictive addictive in it, and all of that. But Ryle, can you talk to you ever heard about like how they get the Indian weave?
Mm, no, tell me about it. I
Like
haven't.
you when in India, when a woman shames her family or shames herself, they make them cut all of their hair off.
Oh,
Interesting.
wow.
Interesting.
And then
Now,
they bring it over here and sell it. And then and you know about the metaphysics and stuff, like you put it when
Yeah,
you yeah,
right,
so
right, right.
all
Hey,
right, well,
Roger.
go ahead,
Ro-
turn around. But after you, I got to get we got a new guest up. Go ahead.
Okay, Chris Rock made a movie called Good Hair.
That he
All right,
did. That
and
he did. Yes.
this is like 25 years ago. He also showed them they do that. What Shark said, they also clean the gutters and get the
mhm.
hair out of the gutters of the Indian gutters and clean that hair, process it, and sell it over here for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I've
This
seen the
is
video of that.
craziness. Yeah, this is craziness. When you watch that guy who goes to the campus, the women always say they are not going to do what anybody tells them to do. It's all about their freedom. They want to do what they want to do, and they don't care if anybody. They don't care if their father wants them to do natural hair or their mother. They want their freedom to do whatever they want to do, even if it's messing them up and destroying them. They talk about freedom, freedom, freedom from madness.
Freedom for
Well, I
man.
mean, it's some amazing stuff that goes on. Because again, y'all, I don't see hair being an issue whenever they happen to be dealing with some white guy or trying to get some white male attention. I don't see it ever come up as an issue, which is almost an amazing thing that it's only an issue when black men are standing around. But when black men ain't there, the hair is not a problem at all. But
Roger, hold on, Roger. In the okay, so this has been I don't know how many people really know this particular point, but I put some of those links in the chat earlier that the same females, when they get a compliment from white guys for being natural, it's a completely different response.
yeah,
They're
matter of
very
fact,
they're very open to the compliments because some of the articles I linked show females saying, well, there's a different there was one female that was making the case that, well, it seems like when I go natural, less black men are interested in me and more white guys are interested in me. And they used to make those types of arguments a lot, like especially like in the early to mid 2000s, like they were making those arguments, which is why I think it was great that Chris Rock came out with Good Hair, because he actually pushed back on that narrative, making that, because that was because you kind of really stopped hearing them say that particular aspect, because they were starting to make the case as to justify them getting with white dudes, that they are more open to us natural hair black women. They were actually trying to make the argument, which was a false argument.
did you have that in a clip?
Yeah, I think. No,
Yeah.
I don't know if I had it in a clip, but I think I had it
Okay.
some links.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that wasn't what you wanted us to show, because you said something that you wanted something to show. I just want to make sure Compassion Cat has got it.
Yeah. You
said it.
showed it when the black dude, when he lifted off the chick's
Oh,
thing.
okay.
That
Gotcha.
was a clip that I put in there.
Okay, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate
But
you. All right, hold on. Before y'all go, we got Perf Daddy in the house. Okay, Perf Daddy is here,
Perf Daddy.
and he got to get the mic for a 2-minute opening statement. So, Perf Daddy, you got the flow, my brother. You got the
salute. Happy Monday, man. You know, I'm glad my brother with the coconut pancakes is up here, because the one thing I would say I would miss, the one thing I miss is that nappy. I don't know why they run away from the nappiness, because if you ever had a nappy dugout, a good nappy dugout, that's the one thing I wake up in the middle of the night. Sometime I reminisce on that good nappy, scrappy, happy to be nappy dugout. But if you ever had some nappy scrappy, you might know what I mean. But to today's point, I think, like you guys, and I was in the back like, oh, they about to get it. But y'all was just scratching at it, Rael. What we're watching is not what. So we all lived through Hotel, and then the Good Hair movie is 20 years old, right? So what are we actually watching, right, Black Uru? What are we actually watching? They are communicating to us, and I'm so glad I beat Nameless, because I know Nameless probably chopping at the bit. This young man is expressing to them, I love you. I want you, black woman. You are beautiful. And they are saying back, simply rejecting. It's not about hair. The hair is communicative. They are communicating to black men that we are not their choice. We just haven't received it. I think Chris Rock figured it out after he made the movie, and his mama turned on him, his wife turned on him. And this is what Roger been trying to teach us. This is a communication. They know it's unhealthy. They got 2 doctors. They got a PCP and an OB. We don't got 2 doctors. They got 2 damn doctors. They know it's unhealthy. They know it's connected to fibroid. We don't get it. This is going back to the last week's subject and what Kev was so upset about. Kev, I understand your frustration, because the ninjas they are communicating to you. You are not their first choice. The conversation we have in the 1970s, 1980s conversation, that's not 2025 reality. In 2025, they are communicating to you that they want to be attractive to other men first. They know what you like. They know what your preference. They are saying F what you like and F what your preference. I am not seeking to be attractive to you in no way, shape, or form. And if I'm with a brother, I'm not going to shave. I'm not going to comb my hair. If you want to see somebody natural, just find a black woman dating a black man. And you're going to see a nappy-headed pickaninny. But outside of that, if she's single, she's not going to be nappy-headed because you are not her first choice. This is communication. This is back to the war. This is back to where you stand in your priority. This brother is right there with a wig. He is basically, you guys are not seeing it? Are you not seeing? He is single. He is tall. He is attractive. He wants a black wig. He is still blue pill. He is so blue pill, he was trying to fix them. That's why I love the Roger Report, because this is the one place where we are beyond trying to fix them. We are here. The cool table is to fix you, my young brothers, to make you your best and go get your best. He still is caught up in the magic that he can fix them and they are redeemable, and that I will be able to find a beautiful, natural black woman who loves me. They don't. Or else they would take out their hair. They would not be the number one with the BBL. They would hear your earnest plea that you are beautiful as you are. We've been saying it for 50 damn years. We ain't listening to them. We are not listening to them. They're the most educated. Who on this panel believe they don't know it's connected to fibroids? Anybody ever dated a black woman with fibroids? I know about they know what it is. Baby perm. Chris Rock mama disowned them because of that baby perm scene. They put a comb in the perm and it disappeared. And he made a joke about y'all so dumb and delusional and bad that you are put. But what it truly is an indoctrination of you being first. This is back to feminism, womanism, and you do this to remind that Negro that he is second choice always. His preferences, what he likes. That's why the grandma would get mad if you don't straighten your hair and try to look and act and conform to when we hear them say on the panel with a white. Remember last week when she was saying, well, you guys run everything. She could have been talking to some drunk bum simply because he white, he run everything. No, that's not reality. This is part of that indoctrination. You need to look presentable and attractive for who? You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for your health. You're doing it because your grandma trained you that is something called a greater white society. This is their indoctrination into becoming employees and against you. They lived through Hotep too. We all lived through Hotep. We all was vegan. We all read the books about Egypt. That shit was powerful. It was a 600% jump in veganism. They all lived through that. They know the ills of the hair. It is a choice. It is communication to you. Wake up.
I want to say this real quick. I want to shout out the Roger Report via Shark Sims. Appreciate my 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
He gunning for me, y'all. He gunning for me.
I think that was more than me. Because I let Perfect keep going. Perfect kind of got the preaching, and I let it ride. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's still trying to get at me too on that one. That's what I believe he's doing. he ain't slick. I'm just gonna say.
He had the clock on me. I think he had the clock on me. Was it 2:38? Was it?
I appreciate the 38 seconds.
I'm gonna say I'm playing favorite sometimes. So you know, anybody a favorite in comparison to.
Get it out of you, Roger. Glad we can.
That was an F go P. I heard it.
Yeah, I mean, he yo, hey man, you created this situation today. Okay, if you wouldn't have said what you said earlier, I wouldn't be on this.
Roger,
okay?
This is a regular thing, Roger.
Only when you start something. Only when you start something. If you don't
stop it at the beginning of the stream. Chef told you to stop it. Why you don't listen, Roger?
That's what I coming up here. We spend the night at your house no more. This is what, every time we spend the night, this what happened.
I'm saying, man, I ain't got nothing to do with what Perfect did. I didn't tell Perfect to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even see. I don't see the problem right now. I just put it like this. I don't even see the problem right now. Okay, this to me looks fine. Just like black women see these weaves and they wigs, and they say they look fine. It's all fine at the end of the day. It's all fine. No, but I do want y'all to notice too, though. Real talk, y'all see how young these women are, and they've already come to this as a stern conclusion about what's going on in their life. These are not 48-year-olds. These ain't 70-year-olds. This is young ladies, man. They own some. You can't tell me nothing. And a black woman who was 33 almost chewed dude head off for saying that I like the hair a little bit longer. Did he do anything wrong?
He had a preference.
My God, a preference about a black woman and you a nigga? You're not allowed to have a preference. And I think that's what she clearly. And if y'all look at the background and look at the other ladies, nobody had a problem with what that 33-year-old said, because I'm gonna say seem like they all pretty much agree. That's what I'm gonna say. For him to put on something that's gonna go out to the world, because it's the internet, okay, to do it on air, nigga, you don't never tell no black woman about your preference when you're on air. Nigga, you don't even say that in private. Nigga, it's a black woman.
There used to be grooming standards on HBCU campuses. I'm pretty sure Black Uru could speak to that. There used to be grooming standards on HBCUs that were handed down by mostly men who enforced that order. Like there were men who could tell you how you were supposed to present yourself at HBCUs. Most of the leadership in HBCUs is male. Most of those presidents are going to be male. Administration probably going to be a lot of women, but the presidents are mostly male. So even going back to Tuskegee, Booker T. Washington actually instituted moral classes for men, but also especially for women. And one of his talking points was it didn't make any sense for you to be able to speak Greek and Latin, but you didn't know how to set a table. He wanted to make sure you had an education in the life sciences on how to connect with a man. So this just goes to show you how far away from, the original edicts, man, of the early HBCUs has gotten away from their initial structuring, which had black men at the helm dictating how you could comport yourself. So much so that in some of the research that I have, when some of the Cuban foreign students, but particularly the Cuban students who had attended Tuskegee, they were having a hard time dealing with how stern Booker T was and how much the rules that they had to follow, because he wanted a certain order in the school structure, and he did not compromise on it. So it's just very interesting that now this young man has to, be, because I'm thinking he probably goes to one of them, probably maybe Howard, and he's seeing how out of whack it is, to the point where he can't even enforce any authority, not authority from he's their daddy, but he's not just speaking for himself. He's speaking for other black men who actually prefer natural women. And what they're basically saying is, we should be able to look any way we want to, and you just accept us, which is basically the sentiment that they typically have most of the time.
Yeah, now Chef Mike has come up, so I'm gonna give the floor to Chef Mike, because I'm sure he's just coming to participate in today's show, and ain't nothing else going on. I'm pretty sure of that. What's going on, Chef Mike? How you doing, brother?
Set you up, Chef.
Good afternoon to everyone on the panel. Roger to you as the host. Fellas, I'm going to ask a question. You ever been arguing with your cousin, and then your granddaddy don't say nothing, but he just come in with either the belt, strap, maybe the shotgun, and he just sit there and don't say nothing, and everything just goes hush.
Man,
All I
yes.
came up here to do is sit down with this leather strap across my shoulder, and hopefully Roger and Gold P will get the message and just hush. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
I'm gonna say shout out to Gold P, man, one of my homies. Glad he can visit whenever he takes he takes time out to come through. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Real talk. Yeah, okay. I'm glad everybody's in a good mood, y'all. I'm glad everybody's in a good mood.
Roger mutant. Hey, I want to get back to what I was saying about this brother, man, and what we actually see in this interaction. I want to unpack, do we really understand what we're seeing in this interaction? It's not about hair, right? These are two single young black people. In any other time period in America, they would be dating, they would be seeking to date, but this is the dynamic on campuses. This is the dynamic in 2025. Like Shark is the young OG, he can speak to it. This is really powerful about what we do here in our work. This is the dynamic between young blacks. This is an intelligent young black man, tall. Look at him, 6 feet tall, attractive, thin, but he cannot find his counterpart because he is seeking a black woman, and he is confused about why that he is not their choice. It is not about the hair. What is he trying to explore to them is that why don't you carry yourself in a way that you could be my wife? He's really wanting a wife.
Perfect. You remember the couple of months ago, the furor regarding the Howard University and how, the article was supposedly about there being relatively low numbers of black men in HBCUs, but although they only really focused on one HBCU, and that was Howard University. Well, the thing that was really highlighted in that article was not only how the school is so female. I don't know, somewhere in the range of 70+% or whatever female, 80+% female maybe. That because of that, the campus is wholly dominated by female sensibilities, and that there isn't really much of any sort of tolerance for the opinions and the differences of men. Well, what you're describing is what is reflected in the scene between the young man and the young woman regarding the hair, because what you have are women who have been bred up in such a way in which they're not even tolerant of men's opinions or views of anything, especially anything that's personal to them, but just in general or more broadly. They're not really they're in this female dominated environment. It is very pro female. They get to tell the few men around what to do. And most of them, the men are kind of silent or whatever to themselves because they're basically trying to avoid trouble. So they're all kind of bred into this Amazonian sort of mindset. And that's kind of what's going on there, that Amazonian mindset, black Amazonian mindset that's being reflected there.
Elder, I agree. And I would say to my brother with the coconut, while they doing that, Becky is cooking me coconut pancakes. So she's leaving college married. And they're wondering, while you are fighting to keep on this wig, she's cooking me coconut pancakes. So when I get my NBA contract, I marry her and you're acting angry and confused. But when we were in college, you refused to make me cook. Why would I? This is the reality when they get on these panels, Elder. What you're saying is, go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you out. I don't want to make you lose your thought. I want to get in after you. Go ahead.
No, please go. Please build.
All I'm going to tell you is just like we can't say these hoes, some of these niggas you ain't going to be able to save, bruh. Some of them just going to have to I am so serious. And I'm going to give you the perfect example. There was a group of people in this one story that I read, right? There's a group of people that left from one destination. It was only supposed to take them about 2 weeks to walk to their next destination.
Wow.
Them niggas got to arguing. Some of them niggas wanted to say and wanted to keep doing what they were doing back in the old city. Some of them niggas couldn't see why we had this motherfucker. Some of them niggas was mad with the leader. And all of that took them 40 years to get past.
In a circle, round and round.
Wait, because it wasn't them that walked into that walked into what was promised to them. It was their children, because the old ways had to die out. Something is not going to progress forward until a certain amount dies out. You don't believe me? Look at the story. Only 2 people left point A and went into point B. And it wasn't even the leader of the people that went into point C. Nah, all of them died right there. So stop trying to save everybody. Sometimes, I know it hurts, sometimes we have to let them die. Now, that ain't mine. That's y'all story who read that book. That ain't mine. If you can figure it out, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. And I'm gonna land my plane right there.
So I am not wrong when I say, hey, man, don't be no sucker out here.
Don't be no sucker out here, man.
Off top. Chef.
Hey, but no, don't be no sucker for these chicks. Don't be no sucker for these dudes that want to die. The only reason these dudes want this is because they feel a certain obligation to the mother that abused them. Whether it was physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, don't care. They're trying to get back that peace that their mother hurt, because their mama had a problem with their daddy. So now they're trying to redeem their daddy's mistake in their mama's eyes. It's the only reason these dudes want these women that you see every day. Why would you want a woman who wants to cosplay as a hoe?
Hey, Chef. I want to make sure I say this.
Say that again,
I want to make sure I say this, Chef, man. We are proud of you because you come up here standing on business. You still got your belt in your hand? I want to make sure, I'm good.
It's right here in my hand, right here.
Go strike gold PS with it, please. Strike that nigga right on the hip.
You're right, Chef. Because I do want my brother to enjoy the coconut pancakes. I do, but you're right. If they don't want to come into the sun, man, I do. But it's so powerful what you're saying. It even dictated my content, right? Some other brothers that shared that same sentiment with me, right? So that's why you might see my content in the way that it moves, the way it moves, because I had to really accept that, right? But when I'm up here, that truly is my goal and mission. When I'm up here, is like my brother who be sharing his anecdotes. That's all I'm trying to do, man, is put up a mirror and reflect, especially for my brother Roger. And that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? The people I care about, I do want them to benefit from the sun, or the snow, Excellent point, Chef. And it is well taken. And I thank you, brother.
But to what Chef was saying about they want to look like hoes and not, it's funny. Me and my mom was having this conversation about the hair. That's our biggest gripe, this hair thing. And she was like, "Well, why do the guys pay attention to the girls with the weaves, and they don't be paying attention as much as they pay attention to the chicks with the natural hair?" And I told her straight up and down. I said, "Mom, a chick with a weave is an easy target." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "The easiest target is somebody with low self-esteem."
Yes.
In a delusional self-esteem at that, it's even easier.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, to Shell's point, if you a sucker out here, it don't matter if she got weave or not.
My thing is, I gotta be insistent upon on this. When people say, "Well, why they talk to the ones with the weave?" Who don't got the weave? See, you can't say that when you in a room full of people with weave, and then say, "Why ain't you picking the ones without the weave?" Where they at? They not even in the room. What are you talking about? When is the last time you just walked outside and saw a black woman in their natural hair? When's the last time you saw it? That the thing is, you notice it when you see it. Why? Because you see it that little. When the last time I seen a woman in her natural hair? I don't know if I'm guesstimating. If I'm guesstimating 2 months ago. Why can I say that? Because I noticed it. Okay? Because it happens so rarely, I noticed it.
And you live in Chicago.
Was she pure African American? Like, was she pure FBA 80?
I didn't see her face. She was walking down the street. I just saw her from behind, but she didn't have natural. I mean, she had her natural hair out.
And you see black women all day, every day.
Exactly.
Roger, you better make sure you look in the face, brother.
I didn't say I approached her. I said I saw her just to see one.
From behind.
I'm saying it's so rare. I remember the last time I see one.
He's saying it might have been a boy. It's so rare. It's so rare. It might have been a boy.
You don't know what you're looking at, Roger.
Yeah, that's how rare it is.
You'll be easier to find a black woman with no child than find a black woman wearing no weaves or wig.
And I'm just saying that because your mom said something that I've heard this before from other women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying your mama wasn't coming from a good place. I'm just saying we got to be realistic about the place. Well, how come the other girls get the attention? Well, it's easier to get attention when you're present. How am I supposed to give you attention and you're not literally here? That's that's amazing to me that you think I'm supposed to give attention to a person that's not present.
That's
how do I do that?
It's funny that people actually overlook the time where black men engaged in similar things. And I'm not saying all black men, I'm saying a certain segment of the black male population. With the Jerry curls, with the Dukes, and the S curl, and the S curls, and all these different types of things that had black men trying to reach that same aesthetic, much of which was promulgated by pressure from their own mothers, calling them nappy head and all this other type of stuff. But the difference is that, especially when it came to hip hop, like when it came to rap battles and stuff like that, like cats will take whatever they could get as a position on you. And in certain cases, there were cats from certain places that had Jerry curls and stuff like that, and certain cats from different places, they would get on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like rap battling. So in a lot of ways, like, black men did a way better job of exercising those demons internally. Like, nobody had to tell us from the outside to like get off of that. Like, we came to those decisions internally and we dealt with that. I guarantee you, if black dudes came out here, man, with Jerry curls, man, these chicks will be clowning the mess out of black dudes. They would be like, man, what is that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, Jerry curls like just kind of went out of style in the 90s, so it ain't really been that long since they've been
let's be specific about what. Let's be specific about what happened. It was a lot of the Afrocentrism that came from the New York brothers in the 80s that broke us from this.
Right.
Yeah, so give NYC in particular credit for that, because they started coming down hard on that shit in the 80s, and they broke the spell of that bullshit. Yeah.
Right.
So
Y'all welcome, fellas. Y'all welcome.
so
This nigga here. Before you say it, Perp Daddy, before you say it, shout out to Rod C, y'all. He came in with the $5 cash app. He said black men constructive discussion tax. And I'm gonna say I appreciate that big time, brother. Appreciate that big time, especially with that description. Thank you very much, my brother. Appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Perp Daddy.
so I want to piggyback on what Rael said, and what I saw, and Elder, you could tell me because you probably experienced it, but what I saw growing up, like in the 70s, was I saw the Afro had become political, right? And I saw the Afro transform, and this speaks to a lot about my point today about them making a choice culturally and you not being their preference. I saw the Afro become political, right? And wearing an afro become a political statement. And that's why you had the natural come out, or the TWA, because people who it went from a hairstyle to a statement, right? And that's why, and black elder women understand this, and this is what they're passing down. It's actually like like when you don't like yourself. I can't think of the word right now, but that's what I saw. I saw the Afro being a political statement. I saw blacks running from having the Afro because you couldn't get a job or couldn't get it respected in white establishment. So then you had the TWA. And then for a long time, Elder, what we had, and this is where I thought, to the Jerry curl, these things are powerful in the black community. This is not just hair to us, right? So you had Jesse Jackson was the first viable candidate for a black president, right? And he had a Jerry curl, then he had the TWA. I always thought we would never have a black president in my time.
And an Afro first.
Exactly, because all of the congressmen up until Barack Obama still had a natural, right? Up until Barack Obama, no black political leader had a fade. Nobody had a hairstyle that really was reflective of black men in black America. Everybody had a natural, everybody had a TWA or some type of perm, or like we really did succumb to that until Barack Obama, when you actually saw black leadership actually with the haircut that you would get in the black barbershop. But I remember growing up black in America and seeing how our hair was politicized, right? And to talk about this subject without bringing in the political aspect of black hair, even when it comes to the female, is to be naive, because there is a political aspect when I say that they're doing this purposely, right? And their elders are teaching them to do this as a cultural identification, and that you are not the preference. I'm saying we're late. I'm saying we're late to the game, right? On these understandings, and why this young brother is professing to them, why don't you do this? Like Chris Rock did this 20 years ago. I want to say to him that they no longer choose you. You are not the first choice. They understand the things that you are presenting. And even deeper, they understand the political aspects of their hair and the power of black hair. That's what I wanted to add.
We have been too accepting of these norms. We have, in terms of the types of females that, it's one thing to smash on a chick. Man, look, I ain't never been in public with no chick with no blonde weave, no blonde hair. Never. I have never done nothing like that. Like I'm not going to do it. Like, cause you reflected me when we in public, and I'm not going to allow something like that to reflect upon me. So we have, as a collective, like we have been very, very accommodating of a lot of the self-hate that these women have projected, and a lot of us, we've tried to love them through this stuff and all this type of stuff, man, but you can't love people, man, through self-hate. You can't do it. And the reality of the situation is, like, we've had black men who started black beauty pageants specifically so black women wouldn't feel like they were not beautiful. We've had the Panthers and the Black is Beautiful and all of those types of things. To the point that even now we've had black women, who have created products like Carol's daughter, for example, that was specifically tailored toward black females. Ironically, she ended up selling the company to L'Oreal years ago, but recently she acquired the company back. Man, shout out to her. But a lot of it was because she couldn't get black women to support her. I remember when she had a store in Lenox Mall in Atlanta, that focus on like teaching Black women the health of their actual hair, like the follicles and the scalp and all of those types of things. And Atlanta had has a great population of people with natural hair, especially women. And that store didn't even last. I don't even think 2 years in Lenox Mall. So, which is one of the reasons why I think she actually sold her company in the first place. So even when Black women try to encourage them to love their hair from that particular perspective, a lot of times it falls on deaf ears, and they have to come to that in their own way. I mean, it is a personal decision. It's nothing that we can do to shame them. It's psychological. And as long as they view white people as the standard in terms of beauty, like you might as well be trying to take their money from them.
Hey, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay? Because I think the woman praying just how. I mean, and I'm saying I'm not making this like as a joke. I'm saying when you hold a deep religious belief, that is something that has a stronghold on your life. It's hard to give up a religious belief to anybody to do. Ask anybody who's ever converted from one religion to another. It's hard to give that up. What I'm saying is the woman displayed that it's that important to her. It's like a religious belief to her. And for a man to say something about her religion of I'm gonna wear this hair the way I want to wear this hair because this is what I'm trying to do. I mean, she's not finna break from that at the end of the day. And I believe Perfect is what Perf Daddy is bringing up an excellent point. It's almost like you're insulting their religion. To me, that's what it looked like. It's like you insulting their religion. Why would you not want me to put on a white woman's hair or not look more like a white woman? Like, that's the standard of beauty that we go by. Notice how Black women talk about the standard of beauty and they're always talking about some white person's standard of beauty, as if Black man has ever held them to the same standard. And they push that on us. Well, see, we're doing this because of what y'all like. We can't tell you doing anything for us because you only do the stuff we ask you to do when a non-Black man is involved. And I'm gonna say attitude. Sure, you'll give us a good attitude if a non-Black man is involved.
I'm gonna just do this out.
Hold on. We ask you to dress appropriately. Yeah, if a non-Black man is involved.
Something.
All right, go ahead, Black.
I wanted to say something to emphasize a point that Perfect made regarding their hope that it's a wholesale rejection of Black men. And I'll do it by contrasting the points that were made earlier about the Black men sort of evolving on the issue of hairstyle, and to some degree, say prior to the 70s, maybe, or 80s, I guess, finally with the rejection of the curl, although it still kind of survived that thanks to the brothers on the West Coast, I guess. But through all the years of all the various hairstyles that Black men had, whether they were trying to have a Robert Redford hairstyle or whatever, there was never a time where we adopted a hairstyle in defiance of the appreciation of Black women. Every time we adopted a hairstyle, there was going to be some significant numbers and percentages of Black women who liked us wearing a hairstyle. I had a curl in the late 70s and early 80s. And let me tell you, I got a lot of action, man, with that curl. I got a whole lot of action.
Oh, slick ass curl.
I mean, man, come on, baby. I mean, so, it was never a time where brothers, whether it was a pompadour or a curl or afro or a high top fade, all those were for the honeys, man. There was never a situation where brothers were wearing a hairstyle where they weren't trying to get up on some honeys. So the fact that they are wearing the hairstyle in defiance of what Black men enjoy really kind of emphasizes the point of just how how deeply rooted the rejection and the revulsion is towards black men.
Well, I'm gonna just throw this out.
Great point.
Excellent. Excellent.
Throw this out there. Just throw it out there. Now, could it be that she wants the hair of Jesus? Could it be? Because we know historically that picture was thrown out there of who Jesus is.
You talking about surfer Jesus or the actual Jesus?
See, I'll be on your side. I do be on your side.
They out here looking like ugly Jesus.
No, I'm just trying to clarify. Are we because I believe he's talking about surfer Jesus. Is that the one you talking about, Goldie?
Not Cleopas. Not Cleopas Jesus. Not Clarence. Not Clarence.
You talking about Beach Boy Jesus.
Right, not
Beach Boy Jesus.
Not Clarence.
Shut up, man.
No, I wasn't trying to distract from your point. I'm just saying surfer Jesus look totally different than a Jesus that would be from an African location. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who come out of Bethlehem, Nazareth, things like surfer Jesus, like none of them.
I'm talking about the Jesus that we've all been exposed to that are perhaps up on these.
Yeah, surfer Jesus. I get
you talking about church fan. You talking about church fan Jesus. That's what you're talking about, right?
Tyler Perry Jesus.
Yeah. No, I'm not coming at you. I'm saying because people talk about Jesus, but there's this guy who looked like a surfer that doesn't fit the description at all of what the Bible says. So I was just trying to make that plain for audience sake. I wasn't coming at you.
Jesus, the long drape curtain wearing Jesus. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he just came off of he just hit away. That's what he look like,
Look like he got a weave. Look like he got a weave. That's what he look like. He got a weave.
I put all out there, man. Do you guys think that because we hear that all the time? I want a God-fearing man. I want a man that's like Jesus. I'm just saying.
They do think they God.
Just throw it out there, man.
Well, Chef Mike done came up, and I'm just want to make it clear that we ain't even going at each other. I think Gold P is actually bringing up a very good point about the fact they are saying stuff like that, but they probably got surfer Jesus on their mind when they saying stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. But what's up, Chef? Everything smooth?
Yeah. Everything fine. I'm just upset with you that you asked which Jesus they were talking about. You know they were talking about white Jesus and not Jesus from Good Times. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, Roger. Hey, serve him the belt. Give him the belt, man.
That's it. I was just trying to be on your side, Goldie, and now look at you. Look at you. I was just talking about we good and everything.
You on my side? No, you wasn't, because you like we don't know who I was talking.
Every time. See, all Goldie had to do was sit there. Wasn't nothing wrong. All he had to do was sit there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You heard what I said, Roger. Yes, sir.
Nice. This is a good on the ones and twos because he's gonna have to run the show if Roger Shoot get taken. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, look like you do got some kind of clip for us. So to save myself, let's see this clip that he done went and dug up. Let's get to it, brother.
Black women do not hate black men. Black women hate that they're black. And what they do is they project that energy towards black men. So yeah, in like the sense of receiving, yeah, you can say they hate black men, but they really hate themselves. That's really what it is. Black women attach status to the person that they're with. Now, Jason Black has talked about status a lot, how women get status from the man that they're with. And women will forever get on his shit and try to deny that that's true. But it is true. Because at the end of the day, for them to say a man gives them status is them basically accepting being submissive, and that just goes against their feminist programming, which their feminist black women.
Yeah.
Well, who gonna give you more status than Surfer Jesus?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, so I got a question. So what do we say? So we know all of this, and we came to these conclusions about the weave and all. But what do we say to the men who say they cool with a black woman with a weave? Like, are them niggas sleep too?
No, you know what? I think it is. I think the fact that it's just so many out, there's so many of them who are going to put all this extra stuff on the head, whether it be wig, weave, or whatever. I think you got to accept it at some point. I know personally, years ago, I took a personal stance and just said, because when I started to figure out how psychological it is for them, I just said, look, I'm just never paying for it. Y'all gonna do that, knock yourself out, but I'm not putting in on it. Cause when I started finding out like how much money this stuff costs, and so you spending out the whole fortune so you can look like somebody else, and now you want to bring me into it. Like, nah, I want to be, I'm not going to help you psychologically damage yourself.
Normally, my younger daughter normally wears her hair in some form of natural style. About a year or so ago, she just did the blowout, and she dyed her hair blonde. It wasn't super blonde, but it was, light brownish. Man, you Negroes were crawling all over my daughter, man. We were at a gas station. Motherfucker stepped in my daughter right past me. Stepped excuse me, Pops. Say, hey, how you doing? I'm telling you, she ended up changing her hair color because you Negroes, man, y'all saw a brown skinned girl with some blonde hair, and you all were beside yourselves. It scared her. It scared her.
How you doing? How you doing?
Well,
Yeah.
now let me throw this.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Where you going? Hold on. So to answer your question, Shark, yeah, man, a lot of y'all on that bullshit. A lot of y'all are on that bullshit. Yes.
Now, let me say this though. Let me say this.
I don't think it was a hair, Uru.
Because I told this to my goddaughters too. No, I think it was the hair. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it was the hair. Now, this is no insult to his daughter. But if you see a black woman with blonde on her hair or wig or whatever it is, if she's wearing blonde, the chance of her not being a straight up hoe is next to none.
Yeah,
She gone.
That's why
I'm saying that's almost like holla at me now because I'm gone.
It's like a chick wearing leopard print, almost.
Wait, so Uru, the guys that was all on this daughter when she had the blonde, or would those be dudes that you would approve?
They were all grades. They were all grades of Negro, great and small. They were niggas on the street, and there were niggas with doctors. They were Negroes from all strata.
The question, man.
The whole stratosphere of Negroes.
We need to know.
I mean,
here's my point. I'm not taking anything away from what you all saying with respect to some degree. There's this impression of that she must be a hoe, but I also think a lot of you brothers are on some like Scarlett Johansson, Farrah Fawcett type bullshit too. I think some of you all, we all have been influenced to some degree by the programming that has been perpetuated over the generations. And you see somebody with long flowing blonde hair. I mean, it's a whole lot of programming that's been going into that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you respond.
Yeah. The Disney princess syndrome. We all got it.
And to be fair, black women of a certain skin tone, that hairstyle works. It
Well,
does.
So
I would
Like
say
it or
that
not, you know,
I don't know about
whether
that.
you
let me.
support it, whether you know there are some if a sister has a lighter brown complexion or whatever, that style will work, especially because my daughter has naturally long hair, naturally long thick hair. So so part of it was you could tell it was her hair. Part of it was that. It wasn't just that it was blonde, but you could clearly see it was her hair.
okay, Uru, do any of us have a chance with your daughter?
Man, you better
No, because I know
Okay,
I've
let me
heard
you know,
let me
you know what?
Roger,
Hell no.
just add, who just asked that question?
Hell no.
You know what? You know what, y'all? It's about to be hit the 3 hour mark. It's been a great show. We're
Man,
ending immediately. We're
Go.
ending
no overtime.
immediately due
That's
to Gold P, y'all. Immediately due to Gold P.
That's
Gold
the
P
whole
got
thing.
the whole
show is got
cooking.
You never finished. Jesus Christ. Go Peter.
Gold P just stopped
It had to
everything.
be you had to be the Jerry curl nigga, man.
Yeah.
It had to be the Jerry curl nigga.
Yeah. So
Had to be the Jerry
yeah,
curl nigga.
it's been
I
great.
would have to go Pete. You burn
It's
it.
No,
been a great show.
Had to be
Uh,
a Jerry curl nigga.
Real talk. Don't ask about nobody's daughter on my show with the inches of dating or anything like that. No, we're not gonna do that, y'all. We not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that here. Y'all may be able to get away with that somewhere else. We ain't doing that here, man. Once you get too comfortable with a man, you know, generally men don't like men that's too close to them dating their daughters. Every man should kind of know that to a certain degree. We're not asking for no hands in marriage over here. No, we're not doing that.
But
I'm
not
not
Gold
saying it
Pete.
can't. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's not. Yeah, definitely not Gold P. Out of all the men that's here, definitely not him. The fact that he's the guy that kicked that off, that's just insane. That's just insane. So we're gonna have an immediate end to the show due to Gold P
Good man,
getting out of character, y'all.
I'm a good man, Roger.
You know,
Good man, Roger.
Lord have mercy, man. Yeah, shout out to Black Uru's
put him in
daughters.
the
If you
background,
happen to hear
Roger.
this,
I'm a
no
good man,
disrespect
Roger.
towards you. Hey, let me make this because shout out to Black Uru's daughter. In case you ever hear this, no disrespect towards you. I would not have these dudes acting like hounds over you or anybody else's daughter who's connected to this show.
I'm a
Y'all
good
have a great and
man,
wonderful
Roger.
day. Long live the habitual line steppers. I do apologize for Gold P to my entire audience, y'all. I apologize for
That's
Gold
okay,
P.
Roger. I keep that thing on me at all times. Don't worry about it.
Now you got the slick Uru coming out now. Now you got the slick Uru.
Yeah.
Now you got the slick Uru coming out.
Shit.
You got the black you got the black exploitation Uru coming out now.
Now, I hope all y'all heard that at all times.
Roger.
At all times. Long live the habitual line steppers.
He got the strap.
I'm Roger.
Weapon, man. I'm a good man.
Hey, I'm Roger. I'm right. Gold P is definitely wrong. Y'all have a good day, okay?